totally hop in that fucking caravan. They will see no issue with it.
Let me go to the caravan that's led by literal specter reapers.
They look like they're from Hades. It should be fine, and
that
could
sounds
probably
like a
romance
totally
them.
legit thing to do.
Like,
Anyway,
hey, you guys want to give us a ride? You seem nice.
anyway,
Welcome.
Did you roll over?
yeah.
Oh, you didn't say.
No,
Hi.
they never say.
The word anyway was supposed to be the clue.
Anyway.
Remember when I said, "Why is my phone buzzing?" A minute ago. That was Jesse going live. So
We've been live for a hot minute.
16 minutes.
16 minutes.
60
16
whole
Only 3 minutes.
16 hours.
Only 3
Seconds.
minutes, and for the last 30 seconds, people were listening to us.
That's okay.
60 seconds.
We're gonna keep doing that for the entire session. So no.
Well,
Hey
it's
guys.
60 sessions. Yeah.
Welcome to Jacqueline Hair, where we play games and things. Tonight we are playing Vampire Exclamation Point at the Disco, our 1970s VTM 5th edition game, where our fledglings are in the middle of coping with a red list put on one of their sires. It obviously affects some more than others at this point in time. Var is not with us. Var is taking a mental health day, and that is okay, because considering that we are the 1st of January in 2021, I don't think that magically fixed all of our problems from 2020, so I totally get it.
We talk about we got our stimmies today.
Did we?
A whole $6. I'm
A
sorry,
whole
$600.
It might as well have been $6.
Oh god, they didn't even do the 2000. That's
Not
all.
yet.
No, because it didn't get voted on.
Yeah,
Just
Mitch
because
right.
Trump
Fucker
tweeted
McConnell
that
is
we
still
should get
living.
2,000 doesn't
Well, that's
mean
because
that.
of Section 230. That's still going on. But aside from real life politics, we're playing vampire politics, so that's fun. As a heads
Vampire
up,
politics has a little bit more morality to it, I feel.
we'll see. We'll see about that, because we're surely going to get into nitty gritty of politicking today. But
It was just a joke about how the world is broken and I want to die. Anyway.
Michael,
Dying
are you
fixed
okay?
all of Jackson's problems. We were just saying this, so like,
What's the MASH theme song? Cause suicide is painless.
Oh God, I can't. I never watched MASH.
I'm dying tonight.
But on that note, VTM is a system that can cover a lot of dark topics and themes.
What are you talking about?
We try to use safety tools and content warnings to ensure that both our players and the audience feel safe, whatnot. And Michael hopefully doesn't actually want to die.
Oh, no, I'm chill. I was prepping Strahd today. I'm just
Okay.
getting into all the characters that you're gonna meet.
Oh, okay, right, because they have that very dire.
My beats are rotten and I want to die.
They want to die.
Is that how they're all gonna sound?
No, I gotta find about 1,400 variant Slavic accents.
Ooh, that'll be. I could just look it up on YouTube. I'm sure
There
there's a
you
whole
go.
bunch of them there. But anyway, let's go around the board here, and everyone tell me who you are playing, what clan they are, and what do they do on New Year's Eve typically? Do they party? Do they stay in? Has that view changed now that they are kindred? One of you volunteer.
Hey, my name is Michael. I play Jackson Preen, who is a glampire. He's a toreador. And he typically would do, there would be a big fucking New Year's Eve, some kind of horse shit at whatever venue he was inevitably at. I don't think that's going to change. I think it's going to keep being fucking awesome. And when everybody goes to sleep after midnight, that's when he's gonna have some real drinks.
People drinks.
Yeah.
Well, now your ability to consume things has changed since picking up a certain lore sheet.
Yeah,
You have
It's
happy hour now.
Yes, I do.
That's what the lore sheet should be called, is happy hour.
Honestly.
Thank you, Michael. I figured that, yeah, Jackson's the partying type. If he could be dancing in the middle of Times Square, he would. But only if everyone was looking at him.
Yes.
So that totally
What
makes
else would they
sense.
be looking at?
He's gonna make sure there's nothing else to look at.
Okay, well, hello, my name is Jesse, and I play Fitzgerald Winters, the resident Malkavian. I do have a concept that actually sounds sort of like, you know, the Peacock of Glamrock, right?
Oh yeah?
Well, I've already had it written down on my character sheet for a while. I just looked at it, like, just deeply, because I wrote it once and then never thought about it again. But I wrote my concept as Student of Madness.
Oh.
Because he was a student, but he's not anymore, so, like, it doesn't quite fit.
You
But
never stop learning.
That is true. Fitz is a lifelong learner, and I guess you can figure out what this dweeb would do during fucking New Year's, which is probably do everything in his power to not go to any party and stay indoors.
You go to bed at a sensible hour.
Maybe. But there's probably things like family obligations that happen that would probably have made Fitz have to socialize.
You would have a fancy party. Jackson has a real party.
And as of right now, because Fitz does not have to worry about family obligations so much anymore, Fitz would probably do what Fitz always wanted to do, which was to stay inside.
I thought you were gonna say take over the world.
Well, we always
Why
do
does everyone here want to take over the world?
We
Like,
do what we do every night.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
that should have been a session.
Also,
title.
Jesse, check your mic.
Is it far away?
It might be far away.
It
It might
is.
be off. Who knows?
It is far away. It's
Okay.
farther away than normal.
Now it's closer.
There you go. That sounds great.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm very curious out of the million options that Fitz has and which options Fitz is going to ultimately choose that are probably not going to be on this list. So I look forward to that.
Why you gotta call me out as a player?
Because it's funny.
Ain't that the way it always is as a DM? Is you make a bullet pointed list and then the first decision fucking ruins
Just
everything.
goes off. That's exactly what happened last session when Vanessa didn't suplex the car.
Yeah, that became a very different session than I thought it would be.
Yes, it did.
Julian called me out yesterday saying that I'm always the type of player that will do things that are outside of the box.
Yeah, you think outside of the box.
consistently.
And it's challenging.
I mean, it's
in a good way.
good and it's fun, but it's also like in the moment, it's panic.
It's fine. It's, you know, when...
Michael, do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's why, I mean, you not in a shitty way, but
No.
it's like, you know, that's why I love V so much and Nim, because they do just ridiculous bullshit. It's all in character. It just happens.
And then, like, you just roll with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I didn't have the whole. I didn't have. The crew is evenally gonna become king of the pirates.
Mhm.
In
Yeah,
my
he's like,
notes
"I wanna be
until
the
Jesse
pirate."
decided that.
And then V became king of the pirates.
And it's like, shit, yeah, why wouldn't be?
Why wouldn't they be?
Why
actually?
not?
You're like, shit, yeah.
You're right.
I didn't know how hard you were gonna go into the pirate thing, and then V's like, "Fuck it, I'm in charge."
Count
I'm in
is
charge
so
of all the
proud.
pirates.
Count's like,
Well-
oh, my baby grew up.
Well, we killed one pirate king, and then we killed another one. At that point, you might as well just become the pirate king.
You're asserting
Yeah.
your
And
dominance.
that's why the Navy hates us. Anyway,
Yeah.
Andromeda.
Sup, I am Andromeda. I'm playing VW Vance. I don't have a fancy title like everyone else right now, apparently.
What's your
but
concept on your
that's-
sheet?
That's fitting, I feel like. Oh god, I don't need it. It's fucking,
I'll look it up.
I don't know. I don't even think I
Hippie,
wrote it.
peace, love, rock.
Yeah, like, it literally just, yeah, it says peace, love, rock. That's literally what, like...
We'll workshop it.
Workshop.
I should change it to turn them on.
We'll do a really good quick script, Doctor. You didn't answer the question though.
No, I didn't answer the question, because we got distracted. I'm a Tremere. I'm not a Tremere. VW's a Tremere. I don't know. And I mean, New Year's Eve is probably always spent like at some kind of party. It's probably a different kind every year, you know, like beach parties and some
Under the bridge
druggy
parties.
party and like some weird
Tent
club,
party.
stuff like that, you know.
Tent
like,
party, out in the desert with your dad party. at the ranch.
Isn't that Burning Man?
Yeah, isn't that just Burning Man?
Yes.
VW's life is Firefest, but the ball pit from DashCon is there.
Okay, but like not having a home in like the 60s, 70s, 80s was actually not as shitty as you guys are making it seem.
Yeah, but also not having a home,
In the
as common as
70s.
it was in the 60s and 70s, also made you primo target for all the serial killers that were out there.
A lot of people got murdered
A lot of people died.
during that time
No,
Defending
one
your
of
right to be homeless.
my-
by throwing up the
One
whole
of-
like.
No, one of them was my dad, so it's
Hitchhiker.
okay. I
You
had like
hitchhike-
a safety thing.
You fucking
like,
hitchhike once, you're gone, motherfucker.
No, I'm
and
the
no
person
one
people
will know.
hitchhike with. I have the fucking car, bitch.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, you
That-
were the Chris Pratt of homeless people, just sitting there smoking weed and then eventually becoming a famous, slightly homophobic actor.
Rip Chris Pratt. Anyway,
The least favorite of the Pratts. The Chris's.
the
Pratt.
Chris's,
The Chris-
the Chris's. I was gonna say,
Probably
I
a
don't-
Pratt's too, though. If you're.
I don't know of any other.
Anyway,
Pratts.
VTM. We love. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Andromeda. I am curious to see what kind of antics
Christ.
BW gets up
Well,
into
it's not gonna
because that's what she
answer.
does.
Fucking.
But for now, let's jump in with the narrator.
Oh, I forgot about him. Jesus.
I know.
It wasn't him
Christian
last
Slater
time.
got back from the
I was gonna
the
say he
store.
wasn't there last time.
Yeah.
He wasn't there for the past couple times because
He's been busy.
he wanted a break.
He was probably doing plot related stuff that we don't know about yet because we're not at that.
He was
we're
busy
not in
talking
present
to
time.
Alaska.
Yeah.
He did talk to Alaska, and that was the last time he'd heard from him. But,
Yeah, but like what I'm imagining is that eventually we're going to meet up with the narrator and we're gonna catch him doing these narrations.
Isn't that like a Silent Hill ending? The narrator was a Shiba
It was
Inu
you
the whole
all
time.
along.
It's like, and then they knock on my front door, and I go and answer, and here we are now.
Okay, but
Oh my god.
I'd say Alaska stepping into the disco was the start of the shit show. But let's be honest, it's been there from the start. Not too sure where he ended up, but the only thing that saved his skin from being donated to the local Samisi was the fact that the Camarilla had the balls to deliver a letter to the Baron. A red list, a souped-up version of a blood hunt, was placed on Louis Allard because good Christian boy Fitzgerald thought it was a good idea to ally himself with cammy fuckwits who think that they got a hold on the world. With Fitzy being entrenched via blood bond to his senior Malkavian, he sought out a way to try and help his sire. To find whatever the fuck was taken and give it back to the cammies and hope that they'd pardon Louis. You'd imagine the rest of the coterie wasn't fucking thrilled with the idea. To make matters worse, it turns out when you tell your starry-eyed little brother things about the supernatural, they come running wanting to be a part of the goddamn adventure. Vanessa must have never watched TV much, because it appears that little Davy thinks dropping out of high school and being a vampire cure scientist is a valid fucking career path. Fitzgerald and VW find one of these stolen artifacts, while Vanessa and Jackson have an argument over whether or not it's kosher to drink little brothers on a Monday night. But eventually, everyone crawls back to the disco. Davy is inducted to a peek behind the curtain, and Fitzgerald realizes that perhaps one of the other relics might be dangling from Jackson's chicken neck. But one bad premonition... I'm sorry. But one bad premonition later, and 4 coterie members are back at square fucking one. What do they do about this red list? And what the fuck do they do with Fitz? We
I
jump.
changed my mind, Julian, for tonight. My first priority is to find and kill the narrator.
Oh, okay.
But we can't, he's in the future.
But he's not, because he gave Alaska all the tapes up until this point.
Who knows?
That was Alaska in the future.
No, it wasn't because
No, it
Alaska was getting information before he came and sought us out. He was
Yes.
sussing us out.
I think that
So this vampire sits in a room talking to a dictaphone for like 100 years.
Yeah, he's definitely a vampire because he said like us or something like that at one point, or like we. And like we're not supposed to fuck with technology. Like
What the fuck is that all about? Is that
Fall
in the
London.
book?
Yeah,
That's future.
future
Don't
stuff,
worry
that's
about
future
that.
stuff.
Don't worry about that.
we don't
yet.
have a lot of technology now, so it's not really a concern.
I have
now.
not been playing Jackson as Amish. What is this?
No, you're fine. You don't have to worry about tech until later, where tech is a problem.
Me
That's a
looking at
problem
all
for
my
future Jackson.
options
How?
that I want in the
You
future.
How is
You gotta wait
technology a
till-
problem about vampires?
I'm sorry. Is it 2012 yet?
You think you think photographs and you and like film and
It
music
is if you
videos
have
and shit are
dyscalculia.
friends?
Just calcula. Anyway,
That's my favorite vampire, Dyscalcula.
Dyscalculia.
I just realized I have my Batman glass tonight, and that's funny.
Oh, so there's gonna be vigilante justice? Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Well,
Anyway,
no,
Jackson.
because he's a Batman. He's a vampire. Oh my god.
Jackson, you feel gentle hands drift over your face as torpor persists. Soft and cool to the touch, polished nails drifting up into your scalp and hair, rubbing softly, while a murmured voice speaks down to you. A fair sleeping beauty. You might be hers soon, but soon you'll be mine, little one. Don't let the light scare you. It's a thrill. The hands pass over your eyes,
I know
and you
who that
feel
is.
those nails sharpen against your jawbone, as if threatening to pluck your eyes out of your skull. Now, go scare the shit out of someone. And the moment you feel those nails, talons, dig in, your eyes snap open.
That bitch is Lilith. She's
Why did I let
here.
this bitch be part of this game? Because I wanted to have
Yeah,
sex.
I don't know why you
Yeah.
chose this.
Lilith is here now. We got Kane. We got Lilith. We almost got the
Roll.
whole game.
Roll for me a rouse check.
Okay.
Bitch is gonna be early. You're gonna be like, ooh.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I critted my rouse. I'm not hungry anymore.
You're not hungry ever again.
No, that's
No.
not how
Never.
that works.
You're not,
Critted it.
you do not get hungrier. Da-da-da-da. Jackson, you're awake. You sit up out of your coffin,
Disgusting.
and judging by how Fitzgerald, VW, and Vanessa are still lying in their own protective coffins, you realize that you are up significantly earlier than the others. And then you hear something. Now, the thing that you hear is not the typical drumming sounds of bass above head or stomping of several hundred feet to the disco floor above head, considering that it's the weekdays and Camden is still very much underdeveloped right now, so it's not physically viable to be running the disco on. Is Fitzgerald dying? Okay. It's not really feasible to have the club running on weekdays. But what you do hear is that you hear the barest sound of an electric guitar being played, and nothing more.
Okay, is this what I recognize? Hello, hi, sweetie. What I recognize what's happening? I just realized that I'm not waking up in the morning. I forgot how vampires work. It's like what 6 p.m. or something.
It's an hour before.
It's an hour before sunset.
Sunset.
It is summer, so
Okay.
it's significantly later.
Like
so-
7.
Yeah, it's like 7 right now.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, if we're not running the club on the way, so Darian's here practicing is what his assumption is then, or prepping or something like that. So yeah, he will take a moment to realize what exactly is going on. Yeah, being that he is awake and it's kind of a little bit freaky for a second, but the fact that he hears that somebody's here, he said, well, he might as well go and greet them. So he will make his way upstairs.
Upstairs you go. And you leave your still snoozing coterie members behind for just a little while.
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't unlocked that yet. No, I was giving a piece.
Oh, I was about to be like, wait, do you wake up too?
Not yet, not yet. I haven't unlocked that ability yet. I'll get there.
Yeah, you gotta get more humanity before that happens.
Is there a way to min-max abilities so that you consistently wake up hours and hours early so that you can just stay awake?
Be a thin blood.
Yeah, being a thin blood and getting
Having
the most
high
amount of
humanity.
humanity is possible.
Well, no. If I have,
if you
I
have
full
8
conduct, but I have to.
If
like,
you have 8 humanity, you can wake up an hour early.
Would that stack?
I don't know if it stacks. We would have to.
That's what
look
I'm
into
asking.
it.
It's like, are there enough abilities that let you wake up an hour early that
Well,
you could
back to
just
human
wake
clock
up?
time.
There are lore sheets that will let you walk around during the day, and there are certain things that Thin Bloods can do that can make you walk during the day as you are right now.
Walk during the day, but not in the sun.
I
You
can walk in
will
the sun.
take significantly less damage in
I
the
gotcha.
sun. It is a very powerful Thin Blood alchemist formula. And if
It's
they,
SPF 150.
and if they fuck it up, it's bad for the person who takes it.
Pretty cool.
But you go upstairs, and yes, you do see Darian on stage. He is seated, and he looks to be in the zone. I guess for people who have seen Soul would get that. He's in the zone,
It's in the
and
sunken place.
he is playing something that certainly has nothing to do with the disco and certainly nothing to do with your band. It has far too much emotion behind it. And he does not seem to notice you.
Yeah, he will just kind of stand there a while, like he's on the stage, presumably.
Yeah, he's like on one of the he took one of the bar stools.
Right, yeah, and he's just fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Jackson will just kind of like wait in the wings for a bit, lean up against a thing, look all cool, and just listen for a little bit. And when it gets to like a relatively quiet point, he will speak. Well, what else do I hear, first of all, from the song? Is there anything else to glean, or that's just kind of the
What kind of emotion?
vibe I get?
Like-
Yeah.
I would love for you to roll for me an insight check, a wits and insight.
Insight.
Winsight.
Boop, boop, boop. 3 of.
Jackson, how much do you look into your competitors?
Ooh,
Um,
that's a good question. I feel like Jackson would.
I feel like he would to an extent. Not obsessively, but he definitely has as much of an awareness as possible.
Okay. Then with you getting 3 successes, it is very easy to tell that you sense nuances of how Gavin plays guitar in how Darian is playing. It's still, Darian has his own style, but whether or not he is kind of like taking bits and pieces of Lips, Legs, and Lust songs and kind of twisting them up, or him just taking...
Lips, Legs, and Lust doesn't exist anymore. They're Syndicate now.
I know, but he hasn't, obviously...
Okay.
Syndicate has not released an official album yet.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotta kill him before it happens. Cool. What?
My
so
touchstone.
it's okay. Everyone's killing touchstones today.
Don't worry about it.
But that is what you get, and there's definitely like this care to how he is making his music. You have not really seen him do this when practicing with your band at all.
No, of course not. What's the vibe of the music? What if we had to slap a genre to it? It's a little more rock, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's more rock, and like if I had to kind of label it in this time frame, like early Boston.
Got it. Oh, okay.
So it definitely has. It probably has kind of like a sad edge to it.
Yeah.
But guitars back then always kind of had that edge. To
Yeah,
it.
it's a Boston. It's a Styx. It's all that nonsense. which ironically is kind of where Jackson likes to sit anyway,
Mhm.
but he's being forced to do fucking disco bullshit by Hana.
It's okay. We're
but
just gonna
he-
wait till we get back to the 80s. And
Right, he will continue to listen, and then he will say, working on a new piece.
as you say this, are you using any kind of disciplines?
No.
No. Okay. You say that, and Darian, there is a on the guitar, and he
What's
jerks.
that noise again?
And I'm not doing it again. he jerks his head up, and his hair is kind of like partially over his face, and he sends a glare in your direction. He goes, "Jesus, fuck! Can't you just fucking like
Sorry,
let-
I couldn't resist.
what, being a fucking?"
Creep? Yeah.
He shakes his head again, and he's just like, "I was just vibing because the place has acoustics."
It does, doesn't it?
He kind of like, he squints at you, and then like he like looks off to where one of the windows are, and Jackson, you will see that there is the barest amount of sunlight still coming from the windows, and the lady's funny voice tickles the back of your head.
Oh, she's my beast now.
no.
He'd rather have her voice fucking around in his head
No, thank
than
you.
most others.
And Darian will be like, "Don't you normally burst into flames by now?"
Yes. Curious. Had a hell of a dream last night. I suppose this afternoon. Woke up ever so rested.
He creases a brow at you, and he goes, "You can dream."
I didn't think so, but here we are.
Kind of like he shrugs and he goes, "Okay, what was the dream about?"
A gentleman never kisses and tells.
You know, normally when you say, "I had a really weird dream last night," it normally is
Share.
leading into the other person asking what it was, and
A voice I'd never heard spoke to me. Talked of great things, though, if I'm honest, that's the flavor of most dreams, at least before. But as I said, I woke up feeling groovy.
he blinks at that, and he kind of like, he turns his head away and goes, "Well, I guess it's better than you going to fucking your high school graduation naked."
They wish. Anyway, tell me about the song you're working on.
I wasn't working on a song. I was just jamming out.
Does it have a name?
No. I couldn't play it back to you even if I wanted to.
That's a shame. He'll say as he kind of like struts down to find a more comfortable position. The closest thing to a compliment he's ever given, I think, Darian. But like, I feel like Jackson at this point is starting to kind of feel his pain a little bit, because disco isn't really his scene either. He's a glam rocker, and that evolves in certain ways. And he's got these ulterior motives, obviously, from Hana and all this stuff. But he can't exactly communicate all of that.
Sure.
But yeah, he will kind of say that, almost trying to actually pay the proper compliment as he kind of struts down to the floor to kind of like not get close to the window, but get a better vantage point at the sunset, perhaps.
Sure. We'll say that you can barely see it over the trees, and it's moderately terrifying. Actually,
Nice.
now that I think about it, let me make sure I get my screen out. I think you're fine, honestly.
Damn it.
I'm pretty sure that you're fine. Okay. Ooh, that's still a frenzy, but obscured sunlight through a window. Let's have you roll a frenzy, but because you do have this lore sheet, I'm going to lower it.
Okay.
Because you're allowed to actually be awake an hour before sunset.
Gotcha.
So, make me a frenzy check at a
Doesn't
1
mean it doesn't terrify you. Just...
at a 1 difficulty as opposed to a 3.
Okay. And this is current willpower.
Yes, the willpower in which you currently there's a little button,
Yes.
little frenzy button that you can press.
Yeah, and I have 6 humanity.
It should be easy.
Boop. Boop.
Imagine
yeah.
having
Right.
sons.
Ooh, I crit.
Do you messy crit? No.
There is no messy crit.
There's
Julian.
just it is a crit though, and you stare. It's almost like you stare directly at the sun.
Yeah.
And
Try me, bitch.
you do that, and you feel the tickle along the back of your scalp again, and you hear her, the woman that was in your dream, and she says, "See, it's just a tickle. Keep working at it, and you might be able to go out there."
Yeah, I do feel like it's like an adrenaline rush for a second.
Mhm.
It's like looking over the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
But he kind of catches his breath, and he will turn back. Well, his breath, quote unquote. And he'll turn back to Darian and say, "Look, I know disco isn't exactly your thing.
Nope.
Well, contrary to popular belief, it isn't mine either. But circumstances being what they are, it's what we find ourselves doing for our bread."
Yeah, about
You don't
that.
eat bread.
He kind of he takes the guitar off his lap, and he kind of sets it beside him on the stool, and he kind of leans forward, looking at you, and he goes, "When were you gonna tell me Gil wasn't our manager anymore?"
Funny thing, I was actually going to talk to you about it tonight.
His brows furrow at that.
How furrow can they get?
He's thinking deeply about that. He goes, "What the fuck are we gonna do without a manager?"
Not to say we don't have one. At least one that I haven't been courting.
No, do not tell me you're gonna fucking ask Mirage to be a manager. And he sits straight.
Strong feelings. Tell me why not.
She doesn't have the training, the business know-how. She's fucking you.
No. Our relationship is mutually exclusive. As for the first two, you think Gil ever gave a fuck about those? He was following orders as much as anyone else.
Still doesn't change the fact that he got us to where we were.
Yes. But, counterpoint, Mirage actually gives a fuck about the band. About what we want. We're not going to be playing second fiddle to a third-rate disco outfit. We won't get booked into places like the Marquee that blow up under our fucking feet.
Roll for me a persuasion at a 3 difficulty.
Okay. Charisma?
Yes. Okay.
3.
You do so. He eases back a little bit, and he kind of gestures around. He goes, "I don't think Mirage is gonna book us anywhere other than this fucking place. Are we allowed
going
to
to
play
get-
other places?"
That is a topic of discussion, yes. The point being, while we are stuck here, while we are working on the album, there is no choice but to play here. Mirage can get her training. We can discuss the future. And, in the meantime, perhaps you could keep working on things like that. It have a good sound to it.
Doesn't fit the discotheque.
And it doesn't have to. But once we're out and touring again, we don't have to play dance hall bullshit. We play what we want. We're still the Plastic Vanity.
Fine. And he kind of, it feels like he's not going to fight you. And that's where your persuasion kind of comes in.
Got it.
Fine. If you say that we're going to go on tour again, eventually.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist on it. The first step being solidifying our new manager. It's time we get one under our employ, not anyone else's.
You mean your boss's boss?
I do. She's given us a lot here, and we're going to pay her back in kind. That's what the album's for. That's what the masquerade of this place is all about.
The masquerade.
That's what I said.
There has to be a face put on the front of all this.
He kind of like it's not like you're losing him, but it's more like he's losing interest in the grand scheme.
The grandioseness of it all.
Like it looks like he just wants to play music right now, and he's just like
1,000-yard stare happening.
All right, sure. And if the band doesn't end up going anywhere, or what happens if your boss says we're supposed to play here until the fucking end of times?
I'll try to convince her otherwise. But if that should be the case, I don't think disco's gonna last forever. Clubs evolve, times change, and we'll get back to playing real music.
You say that. We'll just have
I
to
do.
wait and see, I guess.
And we're not going to wait with our thumbs up our asses. Like I said, keep working. I want to see some sheet music, perhaps. One of your new projects, yes?
Yeah, I'll work on chords. And he gets up off the stool. He picks up the guitar. And as he does this, the last bit of light casts over the horizon, and the world is plunged into darkness.
Oh, you said the title.
I did. Title screen. Vampire at the
world
Disco.
is plunged into darkness.
Darian looks to be going to put the guitar back and whatnot, and kind of go his own way, unless you have anything you want to ask of him.
Let me think for a second. Yeah, as he kind of goes to leave. I don't think Jackson will say anything. He'll just let him go. The point has been made, as far as he's concerned.
Okie dokie, sounds good. Waiting for Scribner to stop being slow. Okay, there we go. All right, so
But you say slut.
I mean, it's not. That being said, everybody else that is currently
Everybody.
is snoozing.
Rouse check, I'm guessing.
Do your rouse check as your body.
Hungry.
Someone's hungry.
I don't wanna.
Someone's
Yeah.
hungry.
No, screw that. Golconda.
You're using your
Golconda
satisfy
forever.
the hunger or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Golconda forever.
Golconda forever. Okay, so you are still, I believe, 2,
Uh-huh.
and Fitz, you're at 2.
2.
Okay, so
Killing somebody wasn't even worth it.
you got the experience, dude. You got the
That's the
experience.
lesson. See, that's the lesson.
I'm
quiet
awake
cat.
now.
You're awake. Now, Fitz, if you would like to continue thinking with your own free mind, I would love for you to roll for me a resolve plus intelligence versus your bond strength of 6. And,
Sucks my ass.
and
Tell me
let's
what's
see
over, I
where
can't.
this goes, because this is the bullet point where everything goes on.
Oh shit!
Woo! Oh,
Every time you succeed, I'm so proud. You've literally succeeded
Wow.
every time. But I'm
No,
just
I failed once. I failed last
failed
session.
once. Okay,
Last session I failed.
you succeed, and you think with a clear mind.
I'm just letting you know, I have 4 intelligence and 3 resolve, so statistically speaking,
You are made to
He's
resist
very
it.
rational.
I'm made to resist this shit. It's just last test session was not a good thing.
I don't know how made to resist this shit is if you're rolling 7 dice and need 6 successes.
Well,
It's
I
better
have
than
the highest
some.
blood bond.
Yeah.
Right.
So, like, if I was trying to resist other blood bonds, it'd be easy.
Yeah.
Shush, sir. I'm getting yelled at by a cat. But yes, Fitz, you think clearly. You look off to the side. You see BW rousing. You look off to the other side, and you see Vanessa, who is getting up. And she looks to just kind of be instantly going, looking like she's gonna go somewhere.
Woman on a mission.
Yes.
She has important shit to do. She and Jackson are the only thing holding this place together. Fitz and I don't do shit.
But
Speaking of Jackson, where the fuck is
It's not even a lie.
yeah, you don't see Jackson anywhere. And as far as you're concerned, you pretty sure you thought that all of you guys woke up around the same time.
he?
You didn't leave a little note on our new whiteboard, like BRB.
No,
games
but a
night.
ghost probably made a little picture of the whole disco on fire and just drew it on the whiteboard.
No, it's just a smiley face that's on fire.
It's from the little fucking girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and draw a smiley face as well on the board, just to communicate. And
Oh, okay, so you're interacting. Okay, that's good.
It's not on fire.
that's not on fire, just to establish that I don't like fire.
Oh,
You
okay.
don't like fire.
Okay. Roll for me a persuasion check.
I'm
Just for
speaking
shiggles.
through pictograms.
Just for shiggles.
Do like an X under theirs and then like a check mark under yours.
You said persuasion?
Yes. With charisma, I'm assuming, or whatever is your best social stat.
Okay.
I'm just curious to see what you get. Okay.
And then gonna pop that expo marker like with a snap, set it down,
Mhm.
and go find Jackson.
Okay. Fitz, as you turn away from the whiteboard, VW, you look over and you see the smiley face that Fitz made, and you see very slowly the lines that made the shitty fire around the circle be slowly rubbed away. So
Gonna have to get an alcohol wipe on that. It's gonna stain.
and that's what you see. What are you doing?
Well, first question, because we didn't establish it or not. Did we all hear Fitz scream bloody murder last night, or were we unaware of that?
You
'Cause
were
this
currently
was huge.
engaged in talking to Davy
Yeah,
that time.
Well, by that point, Davy had already left.
Oh.
yeah.
So
Davy had already left.
so I'm imagining that Fitz just ran away screaming and then just literally jumped into the coffin and closed it and just like, nope, not gonna deal with that today.
I will say that you probably heard some modicum of a yelp.
Fake screaming.
Yeah.
Fake scream.
Vanessa heard it as well. Obviously, Jackson heard it.
Jackson said nothing. Jackson was like, what a weirdo.
Jackson's like, what a fucking narc.
Jackson's like interrupting my sexy times. God.
Yeah, so you did hear something. And obviously, you just saw Fitz, who I don't think you
He's
guys.
not dead.
No, he's not. And according to you, he looks fine-ish.
Yeah.
So,
Well, VW is gonna draw a third little smiley face and ask Fitz, "Did you talk to Jackson last night? Last yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
last night. Yeah.
Yes. I'm already out the door.
And fucking on as follows.
Okay.
Why?
Was that in character or out of
Yes.
character?
Why are you asking?
Well, because he had the necklace that looked like the one that we found, and you said there was 3, and we had to find them all and look for the third one.
Yes,
whatever.
and Jackson is not going to let me touch it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Did you explain the situation of how you think it will help? With
Yes, I don't think that matters to Jackson.
Well, you won't know until you explain it.
No, it's just... You know what? You ask him.
You say that as you get to the disco floor. Jackson,
Jackson,
are you still here?
Ooh. No.
No.
That little laugh beforehand.
No. Okay. You guys get to the disco floor, and
he's gone.
nowhere to be found.
Is there anybody
I can't
who's
believe
working?
Jackson died in our sleep. I can't believe
I don't
it.
know.
The
our
Lost
fucking-
Boys.
The Lost Boys are.
The Lost Boys are there always for security.
Okay, then he probably would have said, or they would have been able to see that he was leaving on personal business.
Mm. You will see Benji out the front door, kind of kicked back on a tiny chair. And if you guys go outside, he'll go over and smile and be like, "Not.
Good evening, Benji.
You guys going off on your own errands?" He's chewing on something, probably tobacco.
Tabacky. Where did Jackson go?
Well, Jackson does every night. He spits. Something selfish, probably. Don't know.
Also, he took the car.
He took the car.
Something selfish.
And as you say this, you see the black sedan pull around the building and kind of head off down the road. I know he had a license. I know where he's going.
Neither do I. Guess you can't ask him.
It's not like we have any way to instantly talk to one another. That'd be ripper if we could do that.
Well, maybe if you go study and go to school, Benji, you might be able to learn something.
Fuck that. I got paid plenty here.
Yeah, me, Benji Verizon. I got nothing going on.
That would be nice, a pocket phone.
You sit and think about that for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah, come on. Fuck off.
Alright. And Fitz is going to start walking.
It could open like a clamshell.
Where are you going? For the night, I mean, obviously you're not going after Jackson. Are you gonna go try and find the third one or something, or?
I don't even know where to start with the third one, but I do know that I have to go research.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know we have to talk to Conan at some point, right?
Must have slipped my mind.
Fitz, where are you going? Are you going to try to find information about this relic that you have, or?
I need to read more about Cain.
Unfortunately, the person who knows the most about Cain is following you.
Dude, Kane is old news.
Oh Oh no.
I have all that stuff back where we just left. It's all my little stuff. My little things. But you don't ask me about things. You don't know things.
Because when Jackson gave me permission to touch the amulet that was around his stupid skinny neck.
His chicken neck. Maybe it's a turkey neck.
Don't you fucking put that on me.
A goose.
It's elegant like a swan.
Or a peacock.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, you don't talk about a peacock's fucking neck now, do you?
No, you just talk about their tail feathers. And no one talks about the girls.
No one asks how the lady cocks are doing. Anyway, and I saw something.
Grumpy ass peahens.
I saw something. Okay.
So,
I see lots of things, but I saw something when I touched it.
okay. I told Calvin that you're an asset when you're in your right mind. So if we need to go see him, so you can't keep pulling this kind of shit.
Stop being a Malkavian, okay?
Honestly, VW, at this
No,
point,
Louis-
he probably knows that I see things. I'm a Malkavian. That's what we apparently do. Just like you're Tremere and you do magic.
You light yourself on fire trying to find someone.
See, but you were doing the talking to yourself thing a lot. Like,
Literally.
I'm not mad or anything. It's fine. It's like whatever. But if Louis isn't letting you see whoever's giving you like your fix, and you end up bleeding out in your coffin at night, like we either need to wean you off now, or we need to go take care of it before we go.
VW, your level of understanding is both amazing and incompetent
You think
about the world right now.
you think I'm so stupid that I don't see the signs?
The signs of what?
You're talking to things that aren't there, and you keep having these fits of anger and violence, and you smash the vanity over someone's head, and you keep yelling, and you've
Can the next episode title be Fits of Anger?
Oh my god. You've been unhinged, and I know how that stuff can make someone get, so I'm not mad. We need to do something about it before we go see Count.
You're not mad, just disappointed.
No, I'm not. It's your life. It's you can do whatever.
VW. You're Jameer. Jackson's a Toreador.
I thought you were going to say something else. Jackson's an asshole.
I am a Malkavian.
Congratulations.
The Malkavian thing is... Some of those things that you're worried about is normal.
Some of those things.
Some of them. And to be expected, apparently, out of people like me.
And the things that aren't normal.
Well, I haven't quite grasped whether having visions is normal, but knowing that visions, or having visions that look through you and see you, are definitely not normal.
Where have you been getting your blood from? We can
Louis,
like,
mostly.
Mostly Louis.
Okay, but besides Louis, the people he's not letting you see, like, we can get you cleaner stuff. Or we can not, if that's what you. I just need to.
BW, I am not some sort of drug addict.
Pepsi.
I am not a drug addict. I am enthralled, much like you are, to your sire.
Yeah, BW, roll for me a wits and
Much like Jackson is
Wits and
to
insight.
his sire.
Oh, I have so much insight now. It's so exciting.
oh, good. I'm glad. This will help clear this up. Oh yeah. So as Fitz is saying this about blood bonding, right? Your blood bond with Conan is at a 5 right now and not a 6. And you feel that ache, that need, that desire for that particular type of blood, because not only does this fall under the line of your the fact that you were bloodbound, you have a certain predator type in consuming vitae, and I'm not gonna mince words here. The older the vampire, the finer the wine is. And you have never tasted anything quite like your sire's blood before.
Let me do a little experiment with you. Imagine for a moment that your sire is in grave danger, and that there's somebody out there that you know is going to rip his throat out.
More likely than you think.
How do you feel about that?
Well, obviously, I mean, Conan can handle himself, but I'm
No.
gonna try and help.
How do you feel about the idea that he could be hurt?
I mean, not.
Roll for me a frenzy at a difficulty 3.
Oh my fucking god! Look what you've done, Jebby. Frenzy.
I'm making a point.
I know you are. Okay.
BW screams and runs to bed.
Yeah, God, what is my humanity? I haven't had to do this in a while. I think it's 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
You succeeded the fury frenzy from just the pure idea that Conan could be put in some sort of mortal danger. The reason why I had you roll is that the person who technically is kind of sort of putting your sire in danger is currently standing in front of you.
Yeah, I kind of like
So
insinuating things.
you managed to bite back that anger, but the paranoia and the anxiousness is still there.
You feel that? Bubbling inside? Wanting to rip out of your skin? You're not crazy, right?
I didn't say you were crazy, Fitz.
You're not crazy, right?
No.
That feeling is completely natural under the current circumstances. You would do anything to protect your sire. Am I wrong?
No, of course not.
Then why? Why do you think that I am mad for wanting to do the same?
That is not what I said. I know you love Louis, and whether you love him I know you love Louis, and that's not what I'm concerned about because you can't control it.
Neither can you.
I'm going to go talk to Canon. We need to have a meeting.
Then arrange the meeting. I'm going to try and solve my problem.
Not leaving you alone.
Can't arrange a meeting without a phone. And unfortunately, there are no tiny phones that you can put in your pocket. So you can contact Cat.
We're sponsored by Boost Mobile.
Please, we'd be lucky to pull Cricket.
You're right.
Metro PCS. So at this point, I think you're gonna have to leave me alone for at least a little.
Yes, for you to do communication with Sire, you will have to do a ritual.
Yep. I'm not I'll do it later tonight or tomorrow. I'm not going to leave you alone when you're like this.
I'm completely in control of my faculties right now, and I would really like to go to a library.
Then I'll go with you.
Library part 2.
Please don't.
Until I know that you are safe on your own, that you can be left alone and something won't happen to you, I'm not leaving you alone. You can be mad all you want, but I'm doing it not to make you suffer or mad or whatever. I'm doing it because I care.
You are in public. No.
Yeah,
it won't.
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna say that is the longest pause in Jacqueline Hare history.
Bits will
Is it really?
turn and leave.
Okay, and then VW's following. Okay.
The pitter patter of bare feet on concrete.
All right. Just so that I am aware, where do you intend to read up on vampire lore? Or are you not intending on reading and trying to find a place to read up on vampire lore?
AO3.
I don't want to go. I want to try and figure out where this amulet came from, like time period wise.
Okay.
Because then if these 3 amulets were forged at this time, and then they were weirdly separated for some inexplicable reason. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Trying to carbon date this thing.
I want to find out who owned this before the Camarilla. Because if I can figure out who owned it before, maybe I might be able to figure out who owned the other
We're
pieces.
just doing some basic history research. Nothing fucking weird and vampire-y for once.
Okay, so you have a couple options with this particular piece that you have, right? Obviously, when you touched the one that you currently have right now, it showed you something from the past, right? So,
And I presume when I touched Jackson's, that it should be something from the past as well.
possibly.
That was from the future, dude.
It's from the future. Past, present, future. No. So where
That would be funny.
funny joke. You can try to bring it to Jeremy. Jeremy is a person that is,
God.
as far as you're concerned, knows more about weird magical bullshit than VW does. You can try bringing it to him. It's kind of obvious that you don't want to speak to the Baron right now.
Kind of obvious. I don't want to bring this to the Camarilla either.
Right.
Isn't that your end plan, though, dummy?
Until I have all three of them.
Yeah. So those are kind of your options outside of doing, like, trying to find someone that's gonna literally, like, I don't know, you go to like a pawn shop or something.
Fine, to the zoo.
You're going to the zoo, okay.
And VW can then do her stupid ritual at the zoo.
No,
No,
I
no,
need my chalice.
she needs her stuff.
I need my chalice, bro. But
Borrow
I
a
can tell-
chalice from Jeremy. I don't know.
I'll get like Jeremy's phone number or something and be like, hey, I'm gonna call you because I'm gonna set up a meeting with Countin for reals, probably here, maybe somewhere else. I don't know.
For realsies. Okay. So you guys go and head off in that direction, and the camera pans back to a car that is
No.
perusing around. Jackson, you're driving, and where are you going?
That's a good question.
I
I'm
mean,
going.
I know where you're going, I think.
Well, I know where I want to be going. I just don't know where that fucking is. Or do I?
As
I, the
far
player, don't remember.
as far as you are concerned, you do not know where Gil would be outside of at the hotel.
That hotel.
Yeah, then that would be his first stop anyway. Because worst case, if he can't find him there, he would see what Mirage knows.
Okay. You make a short drive over to the hotel. It looks the same as always.
Everyone's there. Same as always.
Everyone's there, the same as always. Drinking, partying. I will say that
There's a dead werewolf in the lobby.
there are more people who are out and about there for sure, because it is the summertime and this is the time for tourism.
Mm-hmm.
So you get there and it's kind of uncomfortably packed with people. I'm assuming you go upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I check the bar first.
Uh,
If he's not there, I go upstairs.
He's definitely not there. You see Omen is there with the rest of your band members. Darian is not there. And
So then there are no other band members, because as far as I know, it's just the three of us.
no, there has to be other band members.
There has to be.
but they're not important enough
To be named yet.
to be named and or have faces yet until you decide that you want them to.
I really want to meet the bassist.
The basis. Your herd members are there, and they all kind of like instantly perk the moment they see you.
Oh, he's home.
The moment that he sees them recognize him, he'll just like put up a hand, like, not now. Fuck off.
They all look.
I'm busy.
They all look really sad when you do this, and they
Not like in a super shitty way, just like no.
they still
And then
they
he-
still go aww,
Yeah.
and sit down. And you go upstairs, and elevator ride is the same.
Elevator drive.
I don't think you can drive an elevator. That
Just-
would be really scary.
Just get Abigail really angry and put her in her room with Gil. You don't gotta do shit.
And as
Yeah,
the
get the child
Yeah.
to murder for you.
as the doors pop
She did a
open,
good job before.
Swear to God.
as the doors pop open, you see a short teenager, who is
I thought you were gonna say a short furry man.
no,
Like gold tooth.
she is 15 now. Abigail still has very messy.
3 days.
Hmm?
It's been
No,
like 3.
you guys got her before the time jump.
We did a time jump. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was only like a few months.
It was 4 months.
And VW missed
Oh,
her
yeah.
fucking birthday.
Cause baby.
SMH.
No, I was there. I was there.
You were there.
Well, it's hard to tell what her birthday was. You got to look at her pedigree papers, call up the previous owner, the vet. At a certain
those.
most of the time we just say when you adopted her. That'll be her new birthday.
For the audience who do not know, the coterie.
You say the coterie. I want to reiterate that I was not part of this decision.
You guys
I wasn't
kept
even
joking
fucking
about-
there.
You guys kept joking about it, and then Julian assumed that we were gonna do it, and then it just happened.
They somehow convinced a juvenile werewolf to
Not
tolerate them.
Not part of this decision.
So the elevator doors pop open. You see Abigail. At the very least, she looks to be dressed better than she did.
Good.
But you kind of like your guys' like eyes like lock for a second, and for a moment, Jackson, you get that uneasy feeling like when you as a kindred see a werewolf, and as the
Right.
werewolf sees a kindred, and she kind of scoffs a little bit at you
Stupid.
before stepping into the elevator.
You're stinky.
Are we on the like right floor? Is this my stop?
Yes.
And she's going down, assumedly. Damn it.
Mhm.
You're
As
stinky.
she kind of goes to step in, he's just gonna say, "Evening. You're looking well."
Stinky.
No. She fixes her light jacket that she has on, and you will hear her say, "Whatever."
He'll just smile politely and then step off.
As you do that, and as the doors close, you hear like the barest like rumble of a growl as the doors close. Werewolves are very, very, very testy creatures, and
Yeah.
she
I love my
is
angsty daughter.
she is a teenager, and she's angry for reasons that we're not going to cover right now.
So many.
But
There's
you-
so
Elder
many.
shitty sister.
Well, she's dead, so
I can make such a long list of why she deserves to be angry. Continue.
She deserves to be angry at everybody.
She
but me.
deserves to be angry because literally we killed her family.
No, kill part of her family.
you can,
Yeah, and her dad pussied off and ran into the woods.
yeah, he's still alive somewhere probably.
Yeah, licking his own taint.
Anyway.
You continue down the hallway, and you will notice that there is one of the hotel workers kind of going and throwing towels in and out of a bin from Gil's room.
Yeah, he will kind of make his way over there, and just spy inside. What does it look? Well, not like fucking creepily, but just like before he quite makes it to the person, he will look inside. What's going on?
You see that the bed has been stripped. All of the towels and whatnot are kind of either on the floor or being collected right now. It looks like the standard breakdown of a hotel room after someone's checked out.
Got it. Excuse me.
Aren't you fancy? You hear a little old lady kind of speak up as she kind of takes in all that is you. Are you wearing the feather boa right now?
No, I'm not wearing the feather. I'm fucking going out.
Why not wear it now?
He's shirtless. It's hot.
It is
Is
like
it? Oh yeah, it is summer.
It
It's
is
fucking
like-
sticky in London.
yeah, it's like 90 degrees out probably.
Yeah. He's wearing his, his typicals, which is, super tight pants and a very loose shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pirate chic, I'm realizing.
Yeah.
But he will say, thanks, love. I get that a lot. Tell me, when did you start breaking this room down?
Couple hours ago.
I see. Did you see the man on his way out?
No, and if I did, I would have told him off. The place is a mess.
Yes, I imagine. Thanks, love. And he will just kind of turn on his heels and begin to speed walk back to the elevator to go down to the front fucking desk.
You go and you do that. Go all the way back down the elevator, and you go to the front desk.
Mhm.
Okay. You go to the front desk, and there is a well, I forget what hotel worker I had. Was it a girl? Yeah, it was a girl, I think, last time.
They have more than one employee. It's fine.
I know. Yeah, there's a younger woman there that is working at the counter, and she sees you making a beeline, and she kind of like straightens up a little bit, and she'll say, "You all right, sir?"
I'm gonna use awe.
Okay.
Just right out the gate because I don't think it costs anything.
Double check. I don't think it does either.
I don't believe so. Yeah, no, it's free. It's my manipulation and presence versus her composure and intelligence.
Okay.
I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah, just roll that. Yeah, she's
4.
her
Okay.
eyes turn into fucking dish saucers.
He will, as pleasantly as he can, kind of lean up over the desk and say, "Evening. The gentleman in room 417. When did he check out?"
He checked out around 3.
Around 3. Did he say where he was going? He's a friend of mine, you see.
Oh, sorry. Your eyes are very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. And he'll flip his sunglasses down.
She blinks a little as you do that.
He needs information, damn it.
He said that he was heading off to America. Oh, something about New York and what's it called? Off to Hollywood or something like that. Something about making a fresh start.
I see. Tell me, did he happen to leave anything in his room? He's holding something for me. I'd hate to miss him.
She kind of like leans back a little, and she kind of let me check the back.
Like a letter that says, "Get fucked, motherfucker!"
Maybe a plane ticket or his passport.
She kind of like twirls her hair a little bit for like half a second too long before she goes to the back room.
I'll find any excuse to eat this woman. Is she worth any XP?
If you drain her, sure, but you're gonna lose humanity again.
Maybe.
Stack that on top of Gil, but she goes off and does that. And as she does, you hear a voice next to you. You hear Omen.
Oh, yeah, he would know.
Omen is just he says, "You look like a man on a mission. That's rare."
Yes, it is, isn't it? Rather uncomfortable feeling.
Not for me, it isn't.
So I imagine you've been everywhere, haven't you?
He kind of like his eyes like roll upwards. Everywhere is a big overstatement. Why?
Just trying to find somebody.
Looking for Gil?
As a matter of fact, yes. Do you happen to have any information for me?
He smirks at you
Why do
as
I
he
feel
kind
like-
of.
Why do I feel like when Jackson's talking, he's like talking with this tight-lipped, like...
Mhm.
He absolutely is, yes.
Yeah, like the teeth are kind of clenched ever so
"You
slightly.
fucking bitch!"
And he leans up against the counter and kind of rests his cheek into his hand. And he goes, I know he's going to New York after a little bit. I think he's going to go off to California, do the whole like identity change thing. You know how ghouls are. They have to get a fresh start every once in a while. Is that what you were looking for?
Wait, do we know that... Do we all know that Omen knows?
Oh, 100%. I don't know about all of you.
Yeah, because
I don't know that Jackson spilled beans, but Jackson knows that I fucked up. And that's
Yeah.
like it.
We Jackson and Omen had an off-camera conversation.
Yeah, before
Got it.
Jackson unloaded on Darian.
Got
Yes.
it. Just asking.
Yeah. So at least Jackson and VW know about Omen.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking a little bit less of a long-term and more of a daily itinerary.
Oh, right. Well, he hasn't left yet, like the country, if that's what you're asking for. He kind of like he ponders for like a moment, and like you, Jackson, you know that Omen is not normal.
Yes.
And when he kind of stares off into the distance,
What?
his eyes kind of change ever so slightly. Like the pupils of his eyes shift a little bit.
He's zooming.
And it almost looks like they're elongating lengthwise ever so
Like
slightly.
like a cartoon, yeah.
Yeah. And then they kind of snap back and kind of turn to pinpricks. And he goes, Wimbledon. That's a stupid fucking name for a town. He's there. Does it ring a bell to you?
Is he catching some tennis before he leaves?
Nah, he's probably just
Fucking.
holing up there. Probably getting all of his ducks in order before heading out. You didn't answer my question though. Does that place mean anything to you? And Jackson, I'd love for you to roll for me intelligence and insight.
God.
Wimbledon. What does that mean?
1?
You don't know much about Wimbledon, like at all.
I know they do a tennis there once in a while.
Yeah, they do tennis there. It's in the suburbs. The suburbs near Crystal Palace. And that's the only thing that you pick up from that. In fact, it's actually really close to Crystal Palace,
What the fuck is Crystal Palace?
where your other touchstone is.
That's what I fucking thought for a second. I see.
Yeah, weird choice. I mean, never really took Gil to be like the tennis type, you know?
Yeah, no, I don't think I would have pegged him for that either.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson starts putting breadsticks in his purse. I gotta go.
You look a little mad. You alright?
No, just contemplating things.
What? Hopefully, what I offered was help.
Helpful enough.
Oh, that's great. And he leans away from the counter and he pats you on the shoulder as he walks by you.
Did I get a buff?
I would love for you to roll for me a stamina. Just roll.
Bitch!
Roll pure stamina.
Fuck this nerd. I got shit to do.
I love Jackson dealing with Omen because I get to get
You
the
don't
info
have to deal with
meta-wise, but I don't have to put up with it.
I have shit to do, Omen.
You get hungrier.
Bitch!
The beast.
I swear to God, he's an incubus or some shit.
The beast like curls over the back of your skull.
There is a blood sorcery discipline that
I have to
do that.
know the thing. I have to know.
I'm just saying that there is a discipline that can do
Julian
that.
and I have had this fight because I have
Yes.
to know the species and shit, not
Mhm.
just like in a theory. Like, it's like
And he walks on by. And in your case, you being hungrier is you feel a little like ever so slightly tired, not like exhausted,
Mhm.
but it's enough for you to notice this again. And then the woman comes out from the back and she goes,
Oh, sorry, sir. There wasn't really anything left for you. What's your name? Maybe you can give me your phone number and
No worries, love. I found them. And he just like gestures to the sunglasses and fucking walks away very quickly.
But you're okay.
she looks sad as you walk.
Yeah, well, fuck her.
as you-
She gets to live another day. I got work to do.
And you can
I'm so sick of Omen. Fuck this idiot. I had no problem with him before, and now he starts fucking with me.
Remember
he
how you don't
helped
like
you.
Omen, and everyone was like, "Why are you so mean to Omen? Why don't you like Omen?"
I'm sorry, he didn't have to help you.
Oh, he helped me, and then he took his fucking cut. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bite him right on the fucking
Nose?
Achilles.
On the
Anyway,
nose.
right on the
On the
nose.
dick.
On the nose. Okay, so and
His
you
third toe.
Off you go.
you head off in
11?
that direction, and
I am going to Rosalind's house.
You're going there first.
Yes, because I'm worried that that's where he's fucking going.
Okay.
Why is it always gotta be about you, though, Jackson?
Bitch.
You
Because
go.
the DM wouldn't have pointed out how fucking close they were if she wasn't in danger.
That's meta.
You head off.
Yes.
Okay, so back to Fitz
Tweedledee
and
and Tweedledum, yeah.
that.
Okay, but I want
Thing one,
art
thing
of
two.
Rosalind sitting at like a dinner table, like, I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Stabs him with a fork. You go to the zoo. It is. You guys know how to like get in now. Since Joshua showed you the first time. So I won't have you guys roll your persuasion checks or whatever. But you always know to find Jeremy near the aviary.
He likes the bird.
Birds.
And you will see that he is just doing some evening cleanup, and
Vibin'.
he doesn't even seem to notice you or really care. He's just kind of in his own world.
He's vibing.
Jeremy.
He doesn't answer at first, as he kind of like tosses like a trash bag into like a bigger bin.
Great, he's deaf now too.
We found something interesting, and I have no idea what it could be. But it looks like it's some sort of artifact.
He pauses as you guys kind of say that, and then he eventually looks over to you. He kind of like looks you up briefly, registers that you don't look like a complete mess, and then looks over to VW, who also doesn't look like a complete mess, and he says, "And when's my meeting?"
Well, if VW had not insisted on following me here, she might have already made the arrangements.
His eyes kind of like focus on you, VW.
The Baron is aware that you want to have a meeting. We just need to schedule
A place.
a time.
Right. The Baron's too busy to deal with a thin blood. You can just say that.
No, actually, definitely, it's not it. We just need to discuss a lot of topics at once, so a lot of people need to be free.
He's like looking at you, like not fully understanding what you're saying, but he'll say, "What? You know, I'm not that old, right? In terms of understanding old things."
Oh, well, I mean, neither are we, but just kind of needs to have a meeting with me and you, and then Fitz needs to be there, and
I was
he
talking
has his
about the
own
relic.
stuff to do. Oh, that. Yeah, it was Fitz's idea.
I don't know, you still know more than we do.
He grabs another bag and kind of tosses it into the bin before closing it. And he
If there was no point in doing this, we could just leave.
He walks past you, but he makes a hand motion for you to follow.
Such a shit. I love him.
It's very similar to what he did before, as you guys kind of walked away from Joshua. And he takes you to what you can presume is where he stays.
Question mark.
Haven.
It is definitely in one of the offices
You look like this.
on the grounds of the zoo near the aviary. And his space, yes, is in the basement. It's almost kind of sad and cramped in comparison to the large space that you guys have where your coffins are. But
Can we take him with us?
But I will say that his space is more, it feels more like a home than where you guys are. There, you will see, like, there are a number of feathers. They're fake plants. They're not real plants, because otherwise they'd die. And there are, like, a number of, like, streamers, pieces of cloth, paper. You're sure that you see, like a watercolor painting somewhere? Like, it looks like a hodgepodge, and yet everything that you see there looks like it feels like Jeremy. It belongs to Jeremy.
Maximalism design.
I love it.
And he goes over to a small desk, and he lifts open a flap and kind of hooks it so that it's a little bit bigger, and he'll gesture down for you to put down whatever it is that you have.
Well, bam!
Bam!
Okay.
It's gonna go on the table.
You put down this circular disc of stone that is enwrapped in gold with 2 knots at the top. The stone itself looks old and worn. The gold looks old and worn, and you definitely can tell that it definitely looks old-ish,
Don't know if
but not how old.
I don't know if the inlay is newer than the gem itself, but there's something about it.
Found it in a church. The what was the name?
The tomb of Catherine of Valois.
Queen Catherine?
The one and the same.
There's a lot of Queen Catherines.
The one that is a kindred. Famously so, I assume.
His brows look like they kink a little bit at that. You can definitely tell without me having to have you roll. You can tell that there's some sort of recognition there. And he looks like he's about to touch it, and then he pulls his hand back. And he looks over to you and he says, "Did anything happen when you touched it?"
I saw a vision of the past, I presume.
But apparently that's normal.
He's a Malkavian. It's supposed to be normal. What did you see?
I saw Catherine with some individuals putting another kindred inside her tomb.
And?
And this being hidden, right?
Yeah.
And this being hidden within the same area.
Interesting. And he starts like going to the shelf that's on the wall by the table, and he starts like pulling shit down. What's that sound? I hear a
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is.
Andromeda, it might be you. There we go. It's gone now. And he starts pulling things down.
Fitz will continue because whatever.
You see bits of herbs being pulled down. You see a couple.
Jackson had one of these similar looking. Similar looking.
Was it the same or just similar?
Well, considering that when I touched it, I saw something else.
What did you see?
3 cloaked figures standing around a fire talking about the end of times or some such. One of them took their hood off, man with red hair. Looked directly at me.
He's about to like wrap this thing around with this cloth that you can just assume to be satin of some sort, and he like kind of does like a brief double take at you, and you're still standing.
I did scream and run away.
And you're still standing.
I don't know, VW, am I still standing?
Should he not be?
What is it that I saw?
You saw deep into the past. And he continues rapping. And essentially what Jeremy does is some form of ritual. VW, this does not look like something that Kindred do. Though as far as your understanding of how magic works in this world, this doesn't really look like something that a mage would do either. You know very little about mages, but Kaunan has told you where Tremors came from.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know about mage bloodlines from that point. This looks naturalistic.
I ain't never seen shit like this.
Yes.
Either way, I know that there's 3 of these things.
Interesting. That might have come from the same pot. And he lights a match and drops the match on top of what looks to be this mound that has covered the medallion.
I will say that the moment that he takes out the match, I am taking a very generous step back. Couple of just like whoop, 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 just immediately.
What? Are you still afraid of fire?
You're still afraid of fire?
Very much so. I had a healthy fear of it when I wasn't dead.
Sometimes fire is necessary. And he drops it down onto the pile, over the satin-wrapped medallion and all of the herbs and whatnot that he put on top of it. Boom. Smoke goes up into the air. And you start seeing shadows and wisps coming up from the smoke.
Oh, radical.
And yeah, I mean, you might as well be going on some sort of groovy, drug trip.
You just told us we weren't doing drugs, and now we're doing drugs. Wait, God, it's you, liar.
God damn it. What you see is that you see silhouettes of individuals. Not really big defining features, but you see a couple images of people who look to be dressed in more robe-like fashions. VW, I can say, based on maybe some of the headwear that they have on, you would identify these people as mages. And you see like there's something that is passed between these shadowy silhouettes. It's like going from one person to the next person to the next person. And you see one being passed from a mage to what looks to be an older, more grotesque looking figure. You see fangs in the smoke. And it takes that from that person. You can assume that this silhouette is some form of kindred. Perhaps even Camarilla, as it stands tall in having it. And then it gets another wisp of...
There's like an air of superiority about it. That's why it's Camarilla.
Yeah, it's like a Nosferatu with a fucking big head. And you see that there is another flicker of smoke that swipes it from their hand. And you see this lithe figure with wings.
Lilith?
And no, these are more like insectoid wings.
As being a shit.
With very fine feature, like very like fine like jawline, slim limbs.
I think we're seeing the passage of possession here.
Yes. This thing has gone from person to person to
Is it going
person.
backwards or forwards?
I can't tell.
And it continues quite a bit. You see it go. Look, you feel like you kind of try to judge based on like the clothing, that you feel like it's going backwards, but then you see the silhouette of Lady Catherine.
There. Huh.
And then from Lady Catherine, you see a silhouette of yourself.
I was late for it.
And that's where it stays. And Jeremy will fold his arms over his chest and he'll say,
This is a weird phylactery. But that's what that is. It's a phylactery of recorded memory. It sees into the past. Whoever owned it.
I presume that if we look deep enough into it, we might see who owned it first.
Or you could go...
he opens his mouth as if to say mad, and then he corrects himself.
You might go into a further crazed fit. If you look too deep. It's owned by a lot. Human, kind, and otherwise.
Jackson has the same thing.
Has Jackson ever saw into the past with it?
I don't know. Jackson seemed very protective of it.
Maybe you should find him something else to fawn over. Like a cat.
Maybe a mirror.
I could probably find a cursed mirror. I don't want to touch this.
It's fine, I've already touched it enough.
Your memory's already stored on it then.
And by that point he blows on what's left on top of the medallion. And what is left is the relic, and it looks pristine as if it was never touched.
My guess is that this was blessed to have a certain gift. I would ask Jackson if Jackson's ever seen into the past with his. If not, it might just be cut from the same stone.
Jackson doesn't seem to want to say.
I
Well,
suppose
how did you ask him? Were you nice about it, or were you... Yeah, that's what I figured.
it's odd that you both don't get along.
Why?
Don't you know? The progenitors of the Malkavian line and the Toreador line, they were twins. So says the lore anyway.
Oh, lore?
Funny. We'll get a hold of Calvin.
What was that, what was that you just did? Would we be able to do that on the other ones as well?
He shakes his head.
You wouldn't be able to do it.
And he briefly brings up a hand to kind of push back a little bit of hair behind a very mangled looking ear.
Is it like a thin blood thing then? Just like how Tremors have their thing? Is that like...
Sure.
That can mean anything.
It's a level 3 class feature.
If you would like, you can roll an intelligence and insight.
Yeah. Sure. Why not? What do I have to lose? Nothing.
This is gonna be never mind.
Finally,
I was gonna say a 2 difficulty, but you passed anyway.
because I have my insight so much, and I'm finally getting to use it after I lose.
You could definitely tell that Jeremy is being not dismissive of you, but
He's being a little bitch.
it is clear that whatever he did was something that Kindred don't necessarily do. Maybe it's a mage thing, you don't know. But you definitely have a sense that whatever it is that he did isn't in your wheelhouse. And it's not
Jeremy
because it's not because it's a thin blood thing, it's a Jeremy thing.
Jeremy thing, and we'll leave it at that. So, if we get Jackson's or if we find the third one, would you be willing to do that then again?
I suppose. If I get my meeting.
Oh yeah, I'm going to call him once we get back to our own haven. But do you? I don't know how these things work. Do you want to meet on like neutral ground, or like when are you free? Because I know you kind of work here. Like, is there a way we can kind of get in contact with you that's easier than coming all the way here?
He like looks contemplative for a moment, and he kind of, without saying anything, he goes and he leaves he leaves the basement, and for a moment you two are just standing there, but he comes back with a small black bird, and he offers out the small black bird and kind of, it's definitely a corvid. We'll say it's a magpie. And he points towards one of its dangling little talon feet and will say, just tie a message. She'll come back to me.
Oh, that's very interesting. All right.
You have to feed her.
Okay. Yeah. Like
I'll get
what-
food.
like
And he
Okay.
sets her like on your head, literally, before he goes to get food.
VW's trying to look at it.
I swear you have a rat's nest in there.
Yeah, the bird looks very content up there.
Yeah. It's not a rat's nest, it's a bird's nest.
And he comes back with food. Originally, like, you think like birds just eat shitty bird
Chips.
pellet food, right?
No, fucking
No,
chips.
this is high class shit.
No, this is more intense than you would have expected for someone who's undead to care for a living thing. But thin bloods are weird like that.
Undead
and-
people caring about a living thing? Yeah.
And genuinely, and not in a weird, fucked up way that benefits them. Yeah. And you will get instructions. And essentially what will happen is that once you talk to Counin, and you want to send a message to Jeremy, you can just use the bird.
Send a raven.
No,
It's a
it's a
magpie.
magpie. It's smaller.
I know, but that's the thing. It's
Send a bird. I thought about using a pigeon, but pigeons are dirty. And you guys can head on your way unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
No, I'm very happy with my magpie.
It's not yours.
I'm happy with having the magpie for now.
Yeah, we're done.
They don't make noises like that, but
I just love it. I love it.
so
The magpie goes, "Skra!"
so meta-wise, Jesse, you have something called a phylactery of recorded memory. It is a smooth piece of granite bound in 2 gold bands, and it allows the wearer to evoke the memories of any previous owner of the amulet within reason. This amulet may aid in skills, languages, and many other areas. It also does something funny when you give it to living people, but I'm not going to say what that is because you don't know.
All right.
It is believed to have passed through the hands of a couple of mages, a Camarilla elder, and even the Fae.
Phylactery of memories.
Occasionally, the wearer will uncover memories so alien that their mere presence sends them into crazed fits. If a storyteller does not want to decide what memories it contains, which I already know what memories it has, a PC character can roll an intelligence skill check at a difficulty 9. A botch means that the wearer has called up upon memories that they would rather not have. And that's where the crazed fits come from. So that's what you have. You have a fun World of Darkness relic. So, moving on. I'm assuming you guys are heading back to the Haven.
Yeah, probably that's about the most that we're going to be able to get out of this.
Okie
Walking
dokie.
down the street with a bird on my head.
Because you're not.
You got time to go to Dad's house.
I gotta call him.
We don't know where Dad
You
is.
just can't show up to Dad.
Let's go to his house.
I can't drive all the way to his little house if he's even at that location right now.
Do you guys mind if we take a 5-minute bio break?
Yes, I might. No, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Let's go ahead and do that. I will go into the be right back mode. And, yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
Just fucking. Okay. Hi. We're back.
Sup,
Already.
fuckers.
What's Jackson doing?
Okay.
A murder.
Jackson.
Jackson went home.
Oh, Jackson went back to the Haven?
No,
Jackson,
he
I
went
have
home.
a bird.
Jackson's in France.
Yeah, he
Oh
went,
shit, he went home.
he went to the Alonzi territory. Anyway.
He's killing Louis for us?
Wow! That's not where Louis is.
Let's cross
Louis
that
in
one off the
Atlantis.
list.
I know exactly where Louis is trying to get to. You guys just haven't looked yet. You are going not to Wimbledon. You are going to Crystal Palace and specifically Rosalind's house.
Yes, because what Omen said was jarring.
Sure. And you go.
Or rather, the connection that you said that I made was jarring.
Sure. And you head over there. What is your approach here? Are we taking a direct approach? Are we trying to be sneaky? Are we gonna do the thing where we climbed up through the window?
What?
I'm thinking. I'm using my noodle. Obviously the car is like not even in the same zip code. The car is being parked somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Just in case, so I don't want it visible.
Mhm.
I want to tip this motherfucker off. If he is indeed coming here. Otherwise I'm just wasting my night hanging out with my my biggest fan.
Wow, wasting your night.
In a good way.
That's not how I would say it.
What the fuck?
I wouldn't say you'd be wasting your night hanging out with your biggest fan.
I said not. I said in a good way.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good to waste time. But yeah, I think he will. I think he's going to scope out the place for a little bit. Kind of like what he did the very first time. He's going to be in that tree like across the street for like a little while because he can't justify like why he would just show up out of nowhere right now, even though he has in the past, because clearly he has to fucking keep feeding the beast. The beast is Siegfried.
Yes.
So I mean, so then correct me if I'm wrong. You know, is it a normal-ish concept for him to just show up and hang out?
I think at this point, from the one time that you showed up at the front door, that it feels more normal-ish. I suppose it depends. Honestly, it's up to you on how often you feel like you went over there for the past 4 months.
What is it? Once a month for a ghoul?
It's once a month for a ghoul, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, he probably would have come by every few weeks or so.
Okay. And then,
but for the moment, he'll stay maybe 1-2 hours, take a look outside, see what's going on, as it gets into the deep night, or rather, you know, right before bed. Well, maybe that's even weirder.
Look, dude, you've done it before.
He goes inside. Who cares? He goes to the front door.
Okay. You go to the front door. You knock. Door opens, and you see Rosalind. And she perks the moment she sees you, and she goes, oh, you're 2 weeks early.
Yes, I am. I just figured I was in the neighborhood and I might as well pop in.
Come in. And she grabs your hand.
Okay.
And she drags you inside. And she's done this to you before.
Yes.
And she brings you to the sitting room. And at least you can tell that she's no longer really fazed by how cold you are anymore.
Am I still cold? Well, I guess I still am cold to the touch.
You can always use Blush of Life if you ever choose to.
Okay.
And she sets you down and she goes, okay, so I got different kinds of tea, so we can try those to see if you'll drink that.
I told you I'm not a tea person. It's fine.
Of course you have to be a tea person. you just can't be not a tea person, and you don't like coffee either. Which I don't blame you. Coffee's gross. And then she turns halfway and she goes, "Oh, and I got some new pasties too that you can try."
Darling, it's fine. I just eaten, in fact.
You always say that.
What? You've got to shut down some of the restaurants around here because they're quite good.
Well, how come you go to the restaurant without me?
Because I'm on. All right, that's fair. Maybe next time we'll go out.
She hops at you.
All right. Where's your father?
Dad's working late.
Working. Well, that's good. He's feeling all right still.
Much, much better. You know, when we remember that conversation we had a while back?
Remind me.
The one about me being happy?
Yes.
I'm happy. I'm really happy that he's better now. And I think that I'm going to go to university in America.
Say that again. I didn't get that.
I was thinking about going to university in America.
Are you now?
Right. They
I
have
feel like
different...
we're all gonna go to America next time.
I mean, they have different age brackets, and I'd have to do a bunch of testing and whatnot, but I was thinking about doing that.
To study what?
She sits on like the edge of the couch.
That's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret, is it?
Well, if you can keep secrets, so can I.
I can keep secrets because I'm an adult. What do you want to study? Come on.
I mean, I'm practically an adult. I mean, once you finish secondary school, I mean, I'm 16 now. I'm practically an adult.
16 going on 30.
Isn't it 13 going on 30?
That movie hasn't come out yet. Fuck off.
Roll me a persuasion check.
All right.
At a difficulty, never mind.
Difficulty, fuck you.
Okay, not a
Not a crit.
Not a crit. She looks like she hems and she haws, but she finally gives in and she goes,
Okay, so you know that your manager, yeah?
Yes.
So he gave me the most wonderful idea. I mean, he was here earlier in the day, and we were talking about music and the future of the band and whatnot, and it was really nice. Dad was a little upset, but it doesn't matter. So I think I'm gonna go to SVA.
Really? So my manager was here.
I thought it was strange, because I thought you would have, been there too. But I mean, it's not like I mind.
Yes, he knew I was planning to come here today. I just, he must have gotten a head start. When was this?
A little bit past noon.
All right. And your father was here then?
So
I don't know what I can. Yeah, go and speak while I think.
so she's like,
So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and because you really didn't seem all that thrilled about me being a road girl or anything like that. So I
You
figured,
have so much potential, Rosalind.
I mean, I guess so. That's why maybe I'll try to be like an actress or something.
Triss.
Mhm.
I think I can see it, yes. But there's plenty of amazing theatres out here.
I mean, yeah, but there was something that Mr. Weslowski said, is about keeping out for yourself and thinking about what's best for you. And I think, I've never been to America, so
Oh
Why
hey,
not see
isn't that what's your
Yes.
conviction again?
Yeah, you
what-
son of a bitch.
What's that conviction of yours?
Yeah, keep myself stick out for number one, basically.
Mhm.
And what's this girl's touchstone? Or what's her conviction?
No child should lose a parent.
Wondering if that's gonna change if she goes.
Yeah. He immediately like I mean that is for lack of a better word a trigger, like something nothing snaps in him, but he says, "Did he know?"
I mean, he said he'd send me a postcard. Once he got to New York. I think he's supposed to leave tomorrow.
He is, yes, he's on his way out. We're all very sad to see him go. But whether or not you hear from him again, we should have to have a great discussion about what you'd like to do with yourself.
Oh, right. Because you said you were gonna pay for it, right?
Oh my god.
Darling.
He did say that.
Well, hell, I said I was going to do it too, but he spoiled the fucking for. He said he will say, well, look who can't keep their secrets now. Yes, that will be something that we all discuss.
I haven't said everything.
And she kind of like, she twirls a little bit of her hair and looking off to the side, clearly embarrassed.
Make-A-Wish has gone downhill in recent years. Like, this shit is like you're just like you're her new big brother, and you just do all this shit for her. And you stop by once a month, and you're paying for all this shit. And you heal that, and you heal that.
he is going to say, Mr. Waslowski is a very good
What'd you say, Michael?
is a very good businessman.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't always mean that he knows what's best for everyone. But again, when we look together for schools, so I can see where I'm sending my money to. He's trying to be cutesy about it.
She's still looking away. Like, I think I will say over the past 4 months, she's definitely come more into her own.
Oh yeah, I bet. Now that she's not a fucking like a nursemaid anymore.
Yes. Pretty much.
We'll have a talk, is all I'm saying. There's no need to go rushing into things when you've got all the time in the world.
I mean, yeah.
Exactly. So
are you going back to the bed and breakfast? What was it called? Banana something? Banana hors d'oeuvres. That's what it was called.
is that what it's called? Oh, yes, of course. Gil would pick a place called Banana something.
I think it was called Banana hors d'oeuvres. What a weird bed and breakfast.
Quite an awful hors d'oeuvre, if I'm honest.
I mean,
Yes.
I like bananas.
Yes, but not as an anyway. Yes, I was on my way there and I figured I'd stop in for the night. You said your father's working, yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I tell you what. After I finish seeing Gil off, I'll come back and maybe we'll check out one of those restaurants. Maybe. You can have all the bananas you please.
Only if we go to one with a bar.
I'm sorry?
With a bar.
And why would you need to go there?
I want a drink.
It's 18, right?
18 in most places, but in some more dingier places, literally
thought it was,
the rule
yeah.
is if you can look over the counter, they'll serve you. It's the 70s.
Right. She said, or he will say he'll kind of get a little smirk on his face and he'll say, "Darling, if you want to go to a place with a bar, then I guess I'll have to show you the club."
She stops twirling her hair.
Really?
What?
That's something we can talk about.
You,
Now,
you promise?
I promise nothing.
She
You know I always make good.
Better.
I've worked miracles before, haven't I?
Yeah.
All right then. Have your tea, eat your pasties. I've got to go see a man about a plane ticket.
All right. But you should probably take some with you.
and she goes off to the kitchen and she grabs a bag and she shoves the pasties at you.
I made them, so you better eat them.
You made these.
Mhm.
All right, fine. I'll try one if I get hungry.
She's staring at you, almost expecting you to try one now.
How big are they?
They're like 3-bite. They look savory.
They're like little, yeah, okay. They're like little pies. Yeah, he'll fucking pop one in and chew it on up.
Can you eat food?
Nope.
Okay. Rouse the blood for me to see if you can do blush of life to see if you can keep it down.
Oh boy!
His PP
Oh.
no work, and you expect him to be able
My
to...
PP do work, by the way. That's the whole reason I took this lore sheet.
Oh, right!
Does that
But,
does that lore sheet let you eat food?
It doesn't say. I
Okay,
have it pulled
then-
up.
then
It
you-
says,
then you don't.
Yeah. Engage in intercourse without rousing the blood.
Yes.
That's it.
So you must route. Let's do blush of life to see if you can keep it down.
Maybe. Yes.
If not, you're gonna have a really comedic exit. Okay, so you're hungrier.
Yep.
You're hungrier.
Yeah.
And you do manage to keep it down. It tastes like ash in your mouth.
Fuck.
It
I was
doesn't.
hoping I could at least still taste.
No. It turns to glue in your mouth, and she's looking at you so hopeful.
Did I use too much salt?
Darling. Is that coriander?
Yeah, actually. And a bit of thyme, and I put a little bit of masala spice too, to kind of change it up.
She's trying
Yes.
so hard.
And he's still trying to like chew it and get it down. I imagine it's like chewing cinnamon. Like it's just powder that he's, or like
Yeah.
that's the vibe.
Yeah, and
Uh,
like like the moment it hits your stomach that you're gonna have to cough it up by the end of the night.
Yes. And he says, "It's lovely, darling, but I really must be going."
Okay.
She hugs you immediately
yes.
when you say
Yep.
that.
Big hug, big hug. Yeah, it's chewing slowly and out the door as quick as I can.
Okay, and you head off.
I don't throw up in her yard. I'm gonna throw up at somebody else's yard. I
Yeah,
don't want her to see it.
on your long walk back to the car.
Yes.
And we'll say that you make it back to the car and you can make your way to the bed and breakfast. What is your
Okay. So before I get there,
okay?
where is Siegfried's work relative to this place?
Siegfried's work is back in London proper.
Piss. Okay, I'm just going then.
You can talk to your ghoul later.
I wanted to use him in combat.
Oh,
Force him to fight for me.
wow. Make a ghoul battle fight.
Ghoul battle, go.
Wow, I thought you were gonna check on him. I thought you were being nice and you cared.
He's
You're
still
like,
gonna die
"Shit."
at some point. I don't care about him. What? But he's not the ghoul. He's not the
No
ghoul I'm killing
child should
tonight.
lose a parent.
Yeah, well, shit's gonna have to be contested. He's not the ghoul I'm killing tonight.
Okay, so you know where the bed and breakfast is because it's a ridiculous fucking name, and it's kind of like it's more ritzy than the hotel that everyone else is staying at. It's like Gil was holding on to a lot of money, and now he's spending it for himself.
Like he gets off on being withholding.
From from other people, yeah.
Yeah.
And you get over there. I'm going to ask you again, what is your approach?
Oh God. I have to imagine he's a paranoid motherfucker if he's going to change his identity already. I'm gonna try to find his car.
Okay.
At the very least to confirm here he is, and then I will probably, as surreptitiously as possible, attempt to figure out what room he's in. I don't know how to do that.
This is a small bed and breakfast, so I'll say that if you do kind of like a drive by, you can find the rental car that he was using at the time when you guys weren't driving around the bus. So you find that there, and then we'll say you can catch sight of him in one of the windows, and he was in the middle of
Fucking.
drinking a glass of wine.
Jacking off. Yeah. Okay. Is it, so you say bed and breakfast? Is this like an actual bed and breakfast, or is this somebody's house?
This is like a cottage, kind of
Like a converted cottage,
Yes.
like an Airbnb.
Yes.
Do the owners appear to also live here?
You assume somewhere.
But it's big enough that there's probably multiple tenants currently.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like one of those like converted, like not like say like a manor house or anything like that. It's far too small for that, but it definitely has enough rooms where this probably was originally owned by somebody that had a lot of money and then decided to just break it into a bed.
It was a charming country cottage. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Once I figure out where his room is, then I think I'm gonna go up through the window as quietly as possible, as stealthily that I can maybe get into the room without him noticing, if that's a thing that can happen.
Okay. Tell me what kind of disciplines you got.
Fuck. I've got the kitty one. Cat's Grace. I can balance and stuff.
You can balance. Okay, great.
Stop rolling dice, loud ass.
No.
No. And a lot of presence disciplines. That's about it. Let me just look at my fucking merits, because I always forget about those. All access. It's not really gonna help because I'm fucking breaking it anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. No, this is all social shit.
You're a very
I am
social.
stunning.
You're a very social character.
I am stunning.
You are stunning. Though remember, you are also an obvious predator now.
Well, yeah. I mean, he would know that.
Yes. Well, I'm just saying that I believe that gives you negatives to social interactions that do not involve fucking somebody for the purpose of getting blood.
Yes, I'm gonna in quotation marks put my flaw as obvious predator.
Yes. Which that is a flaw that can be possibly dealt
Mitigated in some shape or
with
Yeah,
Mr.
it's
Sinblood.
it's not. I mean, we've talked about this before. It's not actually the flaw, but it's we gave it that little spin. That's why I'm putting asterisks on it.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to surreptitiously scale to his window. When I got the glimpse of him, he's not like fucking viewing the veranda or anything. He's just in his room.
He was just in his room drinking.
Okay. However, I can be as sneaky as possible, or if not sneaky, as quick as possible to get into that damn window and in the room.
Okie dokie. So you can definitely very easily balance your way up to that window. Like, no problem whatsoever. If you, however, want to try to sneak, then I would love for you to roll me a stealth and dexterity.
Oh.
Can it be stamina? If I'm holding on, waiting for the perfect opportunity to leap in.
I will allow it.
Thank you. I get 3 dice instead of 2. No, fuck off. Stealth. Stamina. Ooh, not a beastly or critical.
Not a beastie crit. Okay. He is going to roll with an awareness because he has stats.
I don't like that he has stats. Fucker.
Okay. He
I'm the player, so I win, right?
well, we'll say that he turns away to kind of like refill his glass, right? And you open up the window and you get inside. And Gil kind of like tips his head ever so slightly as you get in. And he'll say, "I wasn't expecting guests."
I'd imagine she wasn't either.
You know, probably not. And he turns with the glass and he smiles towards you. "What do I owe the pleasure? You sending me off?"
In a way.
"Oh,
Tell me, what were you doing with Rosalind?
I was giving a girl a way out."
Just like the one you're taking?
"Me? I am doing exactly what I'm asked to do."
That'll be a first.
"Oh, I've always done what's asked of me with her. Haven't done one thing she hasn't told me to do. Now, unlike you, making a ghoul all on your own without asking, that's a bit testy. Nice guy, though, even though he's mad as hell at you."
Yes, I'd imagine that comes with the territory. How long before you got over it with Hana?
"Get over what?"
I'd imagine the rage of being turned, of losing your free will. Or did you never have that to begin with?
You think I actually want to be a vampire? You think I want to be one of yous? Nah. Where I have it is the perfect life. I get all the perks, and I don't get any of the minuses.
Except if you don't do exactly as you're told, you'll be caterwauled and slaughtered, probably.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on how big of a fuck up I do. No offense, kid. You're in the same boat.
I'd imagine. So tell me, why are you so concerned with giving her a way out?
Let's just say that there's one ghoul there. I was kind of surprised that she wasn't already enthralled. It's only a matter of time.
How do you mean?
You wouldn't keep... Oh, you know, you're too young to kind of understand the whole vampire lingo thing. You know, they get really obsessed about certain people. And they think that they control them, that they can own them. You think... He wiggles the glass at you. That you got the biggest hold on her. You don't yet. Not until you make a really stupid idea. You sneaking into this window was already a stupid idea, but I can let bygones be bygones.
You going to her was a very stupid idea.
Telling her to go to America to get the fuck away from you, and from Hana, and from everybody else is probably the best thing I could do for a human girl. Unless, are you thinking about not keeping her human?
What Rosalind chooses to do with her life should have nothing to do with input from you.
Oh, well, I guess she doesn't have to listen to me, does she? Especially not with your big, grand presence. I'm gonna look up something real quick.
Okay.
No, not that. Not that.
I love that we had this talk about killing people. We were like, Jackson, that's wrong. And I'm gonna go to get this fucking necklace. And he's gonna be like, yeah, I just killed another person. Be like, God damn it, Jackson, what the fuck did we talk about? We had a whole damn conversation about this.
I didn't get to kill anybody that night.
Alright. He
You killed your
is.
person earlier. You rip Chad.
That was an accident.
Not a crit. Okay.
It's not.
That pops.
Is this NPC trying to intimidate me?
What he's using a discipline.
Fucking scrub.
He used a discipline.
Care to share?
He used daunt.
Ah.
So if things get a little physical, you're gonna have a harder time landing.
I don't roll against that.
You roll. What you do is that I rolled for it to go off, and then attacking requires a resolve plus composure roll at a difficulty 2 for you to basically bypass.
Got it.
That.
Understood. It's at whatever difficulty he set just there, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, he will just say, what's the last thing that he said? Or continue.
You know, to be fair, I would have slated Mirage as you being the one to make a ghoul first.
The Mirage proves useful on her own. She doesn't need to be bribed or enthralled into it like some folks, it seems.
Oh, that's a lie. You know that, kid. She is more addicted to you sucking off her than she is sucking off you.
And how was it when she was sucking off you?
Great for me. He smiles.
I would love to use Dread Gaze at this point.
Okay. Would you say that we are going into confrontation territory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want this to
Because
be...
I'd love to accompany it with a nice old grab to the throat.
Okay, so this is going to be a physical confrontation.
I mean, maybe. I want to see if I can fucking phase him.
Okay, because what I want to do is that if this is going to be a confrontation, I want for us to decide if whether or not it's going to be physical or social.
Oh Christ! It's gonna be physical.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
gonna be physical.
Okie dokie. So
I'm not fucking optimized for this, but it's gonna be physical.
It's okay. So roll for me your dread gaze, and please tell me what I have to do with
Against
that.
your composure and resolve.
Composure and resolve. Okay.
Do I get any modifiers for this? It is a charisma.
Whatever so if it's a social role, your beauty, if you have beautiful merit, it gives you extra dice towards any social tests.
Right, but you also have the obvious predator thing, so
they cancel each other out.
Yes.
I have 2 dice for stunning and 2 dice for obvious predator.
yes. Yeah, so they would just cancel each other out. I believe.
No mods.
Oh,
not a crit.
not a crit. That's okay. We're so close to these crits. Okay, so what I am going to do is I gotta roll contest of charisma against their composure and resolve. Okay, so I will roll that. Gotta go back over here.
I'm just saying, I hope I win this fight, but I'm expecting not to.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend a willpower. just to see.
Mhm.
Okay. Not enough.
Not quite.
Not enough. So what he does is that
Is he technically immortal?
no.
Immortal?
No.
No. Okay.
He is a
So
troll.
so what I'm going to do is that
You're
he's going to
definitely
be able to he's not going to run in fear, but basically he is just going to act in defense
Okay.
from here on out. So you say that, and he puts the glass down and he goes, "You know, you're making a mistake."
Yeah. So basically, that was in response to him talking about how great it was for him to get sucked off.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately it just becomes like eyes darken, fangs out, walking forward, and I totally meant like him stumbling back almost. You're making a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what he's doing on the defensive.
Yeah, he sets the glass down.
Okay. The only mistake I've made was saddling up with you in the first place. If we're in a conflict, then yeah, I'll probably go for his throat at this point.
Okay. Considering how late it is in the night, we're gonna do
The 3-round thing or the 1 round.
Let's do a
thing?
1 round because it's pretty late and we got to get to the stuff.
The rest
The
of yes.
stuff with counting.
Oh Christ.
Which will be funny. Okay, so you pick your best physical thing that you would like to do. Actually, first, if you're going to physically attack him, right?
Yes.
Okay, so to again go against Daunt,
Yeah, which I need to roll a witch.
you got to roll Resolve and Composure at a difficulty 2
Cool.
against him to see if you can even attack him. If not, then you're both gonna stalemate each other.
Fuck me. I'm.
If you,
Oh, I can't re-roll hunger dice.
No, but you can re-roll the one other dice that you have if you spend a willpower.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Might as well.
Might as
Fucking
well.
fail me now.
Okay, so you can still attack him.
Yes. And I do that.
Okie dokie.
Can I attack him with persuasion?
No, you cannot.
It's my best skill.
No, you can't. You said
Cannot.
you're doing a physical contest, not a social
I know
club.
I am. Can I do my funny blood surge thing?
When you're attacking him, yes, it's another.
Okay.
That's a rouse check.
It's another rouse
It's a
check.
rouse check.
Okay, I'm at 3 hunger.
Okie dokie.
But it's
So this is +2 to my roll. Yes.
Yes.
+2 dice.
And what are you doing to?
It can be any physical stat.
I'm assuming unless you have a weapon, which technically
I've got the
you have
the thumb.
you have the ring, which would add damage if you do hit him. But this is going to be a melee attack.
Okay. Can I use stamina with it? Is what I'm asking. Considering it is a, I mean, you can definitely say no, but it's just because it's the best of my 3 physicals.
I'll allow it.
Okay. With melee, it doesn't even matter. Stamina. I got 1 of it.
1 success. Okay.
Oh no, wait! I didn't roll my extra 2. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Roll your extra 2 dice.
I'm just gonna roll 2d10 greater than 6.
There you go.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. No criticals or anything like that.
Oh.
So that is fine. All right. So you go and you launch forward. And he kind of like, it's like he drops the glass, and from his pocket you see like a knife that kind of comes forth. It's a pocket knife, an old pocket knife, pretty old, like from the 1940s old. And you hear from him as you kind of come forward, and you hear him say, I told you you're making a big mistake, just like you made that big mistake running away from Daddy Chauffeur Pendergast while he burned alive. He is...
There it is. There it is.
And he is going to defend himself by trying to knock you away with said weapon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a melee and a strength, which is he's better at dexterity, but you're not trying to shoot him, so he can't use rapid reflexes. So so he's going to try to just hit you.
Okay.
So with strength, oh, kill. Gil, come on, you can't make it that easy.
Gil, you were meant to die here.
Roll, I know, right? This is it's meant to be, honestly.
Please, 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 please.
Oh, I did a -8, not -6, so that is 3 successes.
Oh, you bitch.
So
Can I spend a willpower to make him re-roll?
re-roll. No, but what I'll say is that you guys even out when you don't necessarily do any damage.
It's just like tink 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 tink.
So
Yeah.
he clips you with the knife. You clip him with the ring, and you guys are kind of in a stalemate. And he's glaring at you with kind of eyes that look a little feral.
What happens when you go into a rage frenzy or a fury frenzy or whatever it's called?
You cannot be stopped until you either are put into torpor or killed, or you kill the thing that you were trying to kill.
Okay, it doesn't give you any bonuses.
I don't believe so. I can double check if you would like.
If possible, I would like that.
Let me double check under the notes. Physical. No, that's not physical combat.
Is it frenzy?
Yeah, it's under
Like,
the.
you want a frenzy on purpose?
I mean, I'll allow it if you want a frenzy.
I
Honestly.
mean, if he could be pushed, I could make an argument
Well,
for saying
yeah.
that he would be pushed to.
You're being.
I just don't want to do it if it's strictly negative.
Well, yeah, you're at physical provocation or harassment at this point, so that totally makes sense. I'm just trying to get to the book. Open the book.
I'm doing it. I'm trying to get to it too. So
Gotcha.
It's a race.
It's a race. Jesse will probably get to it before me.
219.
Alright, effects of the frenzy. Fury frenzy, provocations, fury frenzy, insults, humiliation, or the aggression risk unleashing bestial violence. A vampire in fury frenzy stops at nothing to tear the cause of the provocation to pieces, often together with anyone.
Okay. It's called riding the wave. A vampire
Oh, yeah, it's
also
just- yeah, it just
chooses
lets
to
you-
ride the wave, intentionally succumbing to a frenzy without making a test. This act follows the usual frenzy rules, though the storyteller should let the player play out the frenzy themselves, such as choosing who they feed on, rather than having the storyteller take complete control. If not riding the wave, the vampire in frenzy becomes the property of the storyteller. The effects of a frenzy. While in frenzy, vampires remain immune to any health-based penalties short of mutilation. They can only use physical disciplines, such as celery, fortitude, and potence, but they resist mental disciplines, such as dominate and presence, with 3 extra dice added to their resistance pools. If the discipline has no resistance pool, the user adds +2 to their difficulty. A player can spend willpower point to assume control of their character for a single turn while in frenzy, but may not use willpower to reroll dice. A frenzied vampire cannot be provoked into a frenzy by other stimulus, nor can they gain compulsions. They try to achieve their goal at any cost. See types of frenzy below. And their frenzy remains until the end of the scene.
So yeah,
And you're in a fury frenzy. So.
you would be definitely doing a fury frenzy at this point. And
That's the only bonus, so.
right,
Yeah,
but
it's just the contest.
But this is riding the wave. This is what I did with Andromeda in killing the 2 other kindred. So if you want to do this, your fury frenzy will end because the object of your rage is the person that you want to kill. And once that person is gone, then no more.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that will happen is that you are going to get a bunch of stains.
Just in general?
Because he's
For
your
going into the
touchdown.
frenzy?
No,
No,
he's your touchstone.
because he's
You're
your-
gonna
he
kill
is
him.
your- he is your
You're saying
touchstone.
that if I ride the wave, you're going to let me do what I want to
Yes.
with him. Okay.
And then your frenzy's gonna end because you will have
Because
killed
he's,
him.
Yeah, because you've
But
destroyed the object of your
stains,
frenzy.
However,
You're gonna get stains.
Oh yeah, stains were going to happen regardless tonight. If that is acceptable to you, though there are no physical bonuses, and we were just doing a 1-round thing,
Mm-hmm.
then I will voluntarily go into a fury.
Okay. You do that.
Okay.
Without getting, I guess, into the gory details, how do you murder him?
Yeah. So the way I'm basically seeing it, he pulls out that knife. You know, he says the thing about my Führer of a father, and whips out the knife, and since we kind of match, I'm not obviously sticking him with the fucking nail, but the moment that he says that, I want to grab his arm with the knife, block it, and say, "You just made a mistake saying that name." And I'm going to snap his arm over my knee,
Oh.
his knife arm, and I
Tear
basically...
him apart?
Kinda, but I want to make a point of saying I am not feeding on him.
Right, because you wouldn't want to.
Dirty.
I wouldn't
blood.
want to. He's fucking disgusting. He's not worth it.
Okay.
I'd rather let
Poor
him bleed
cleaning
out.
Lady.
You just-
Who's gonna have to deal with this?
You let him. I know, right? This fucking horrible murder that the cleaning lady is gonna have to deal with. But you do
It's
that.
gonna look like an animal attack.
Yeah.
Throw him out the window.
Make it look like a really
Oh.
weird suicide.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Do you hurt him physically before you throw him out the window?
Oh my
or-
god, I think
You
it's
broke
a
his
lot. I think it's like can we say that during the conversation Jackson like locked the door?
Sure.
The pre-conversation, because I kind of want it to be like just a lot, just like snaps the arm, throws him against a wall, you know,
Mhm.
breaks him for, you know, saying some shit to the effect of like, or not even speaking at that point. He's just kind of like breathing heavily. Whatever Gil is trying to say to him is not, yeah, exactly. Whatever Gil's trying to say to him is not getting through, and it doesn't fucking matter because he wasn't going to listen to it anyway.
Sure.
But like slices and chucking and, you know, up into the ceiling if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And then right as I like make that final like deep slit, I think,
Mm-hmm.
whatever he wants to say to me, and then I huck him out the fucking window.
He doesn't say anything until after you chuck him out the window. Actually,
Okay.
you chuck him.
Oh, and he says, "You're fired, by the way," and then hucks him out the window.
You throw him out, and he lands. And there's a number of lights that have gone off throughout the Airbnb. Absolutely. That was a very loud assault that
Yeah.
just happened. And we'll say perhaps like maybe while you're making your escape, you hear this like you just made the biggest mistakes of your fucking life.
And once he finishes saying that, I think I'm just gonna leap down and land on the top half of his head with my platforms.
Smush!
Smush.
All that's left is his fucking jaw.
Crit warning, violence.
Oh yeah.
And you do that. And we'll talk about your stains afterwards.
Yeah.
Because you've now lost a touchstone.
Yep.
Jackson, look, I got a bird. Also, we need your necklace. What the fuck?
Why are you covered in blood?
Jackson feels great. This is incredibly cathartic for him.
Okay.
I
Stains
feel
all.
great. I, as a player, I feel fantastic right now.
I'm
I
very
love that.
worried, but I feel great right now.
Oh, that's fine. This is what we planned for.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that for Fitzgerald and BW, you guys go back to the club for the express purpose of contacting the Baron.
Mhm.
I mean, what called you yesterday?
And as you guys are kind of walking back towards the disco, you see Benji, who is no longer kind of like contemplating about a clam-shaped phone.
Should be.
He looks a little spooked.
What's
Did Jackson
wrong?
beat us?
He kind of goes, he had a. He points back towards the door.
Who? Jackson? Or do you know?
He shakes his head.
Walks in.
Oh god, is the Baron gonna be in our fucking place?
You walk inside, and
Bird on my head.
you will see the Baron.
Oh, I'm gonna turn around every now and then. Get a little bit lonely.
You see him. He's not facing you. He's actually standing by one of the Raven lamps, looking as if he were inspecting the changes made there and making gestures as if he were somehow communicating with someone that you
He
do
is
not see.
talking to the ghosts.
Can I use my new sense the unseen?
Sure.
Hey.
Well, you know what? It's gonna be like, see the tall ass, that man, his silhouette, everything about him, and be like,
Him looking.
gonna take a step back, run into BW, take her, move her in front of him, continue to move backward.
As this is happening, you do your sense the unseen. Is there something you have to roll for that?
God, let me check. I feel like the answer is no, but let me check. Because I haven't done it before, because it's new.
Yeah.
It's a wisp plus aspect.
Aspects.
So roll
Or
wits,
resolve plus aspects.
whichever is better for you.
They're the fucking same.
Do a roll.
Yeah, I'm going. I gotta count my die.
Yada-da-da-da-da-da-da.
A lot.
Okay. You actually see standing on the railing of where the kind of like these stairs are, that has this raven lamp on it, and you see that little girl,
This bitch.
and she is
Probably
giggling and laughing.
About us.
telling him what we did and how we got covered in cement.
And for a moment, she's in the middle of like talking. You can't hear what she's saying per se, but like she stops and she's like peers over his head towards you. And Fitz, this is when you start backpedaling,
Mm-hmm.
and you will hear the Baron say, "I'm sorry. Is this not the right time?"
VW is gonna like reach back and like blindly like grab for Fitz. No, Jeremy isn't here, but I can get him here.
You know what? I can write the letter and put it on the boat so that way it can go. I'm just going to go outside.
VW,
I want to grip Fitz a little harder.
Let me go outside.
Yes.
I would love for you and Mr. Winters to bring me somewhere that's more quiet.
Well, there's no one here.
Is my favorite bar lady there?
No.
No. Okay, no one's here. Shit.
Take him to the sex room,
No.
the VIP lounge.
Would you like me to contact Jeremy first, or?
We'll deal with the thin blood later.
Well, that's that. My sire said so. So.
His name's Jeremy.
Yes. And he is a thin blood.
A very helpful one.
Mr. Winters. And he gestures down the stairs where he was.
God, I'm so afraid.
The quietest place in here is where we sleep.
It's underground.
Yes.
Do you go underground?
I'm never coming back out, am I? Here we go!
He's literally gonna be like, lie down in your casket. Okay, I'm gonna lock it. Take a nap for a little bit. Yeah. This fucking bird on my head, let's go.
The bird actually flutters off of your head, VW, and kind of lands on top of the raven.
Just does like a hop, 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 hop.
Yeah.
Just wait there. Just wait there. Okay. It's a bird.
And Count will kind of make a gesture for you both to go
Fine.
down.
I will start walking downstairs like the fucking criminal I am.
Jackson, please come back.
Jackson needs to take a shower somewhere.
You don't need him to come back during all this. Plus, he gets to stay up an hour later to clean himself off and think about what he's done.
Alright, let's go.
So you go downstairs, and let's say you guys go to where that awful room where all the things have happened with Alaska.
I was gonna say the talking room with the broken vanity.
The green room. Well, it's cleaned up at least by now. And you guys headed down there. Counting closes the door behind him with a small click, and he's looking towards you, Fitzgerald.
Well, of course he is. It's not like VW has done anything wrong.
I've done a lot wrong.
Now you admit it.
Mr. Winters, moving forward, I expect you to speak honestly, for I will know if you are lying. Is it true that you have been speaking with the Camarilla?
Hell of an opening question, hon.
Sometimes.
Why?
Because I was worried that I didn't know enough. And I wouldn't be able to protect us. If we made a faux pas somewhere where you or our other sires weren't around. I needed to know the rules.
From another side.
There's more than one side.
And there's more than two sides. Do you understand that your affiliation caused this red list to happen?
Yes.
Do you understand on how much danger this puts on everyone?
I have an inkling.
Answer the question, Mr. Winters. Honestly.
Yes.
Do you want to continue your unlife?
Yes.
If that's so, are you willing to do anything to assure that?
What does anything mean?
Answer the question, Mr. Winters.
I don't have all the information.
Love Fitz.
This is your final chance. Answer the question, Mr. Winters.
Fine.
Fitz, you're looking at counting, correct?
No.
Okay. VW, are you looking at counting?
Yes. It's like back and forth like a bobblehead. Like,
The moment Fitzgerald says yes,
oh god.
to you, it looks like Counen's figure snapped out of existence.
Jesus.
Your eyes blink, and he's gone. And you're like, wait, we can teleport? And your head snaps
No, that's not what happens.
towards where Fitz
It's
is,
just fast.
Okay.
and Counen is directly in front of him. And I will say from this angle, you are seeing just your sire.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fitzgerald, you blink, and in a moment, you are overwhelmed at the tall, shadowy presence of Counan that is before you. Silvery eyes staring straight through you as they did in your premonition. That is the last thing you see as everything goes black.
What do you see, VW?
Nothing, because your Counten's blocking my view of you, but I can hear my heartbeat in my ears right now.
Counan takes a half step back. In BW, you see Fitzgerald begin to fall. He is caught by an arm wrapped around his back, like his upper back. And you see as he turns, you see a sharp, blackened stake of wood sticking out of Fitzgerald's chest. Counan makes no hesitation to settle him down onto the floor. And he looks towards you and says, "This is the first step. This will prevent him from bringing harm to the Anarchs. And that time will pass, and it will wean him from the blood bond should Louis not actually be slain in the subsequent days." He sets Fitzgerald's head down and back. Fingers pop open his jaw to expose his tongue. And then you see the Baron, with one of his many rings, slice his wrist, exposing that precious vitae that you're only supposed to be able to drink. That's your vitae.
Emotions happening right now. Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it dribbles down into Fitzgerald's mouth. This is the secondary precaution to ensure that when he wakes up, he will not betray us. I will come back in 2 nights, and I will continue to do this every month until I feel that it is necessary for him to come out of torpor. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Wonderful. And he seals the wound back up, and this scene closes out on Counan picking Fitzgerald up. He is not going to have Fitzgerald rest here. And as he comes back up the stairs, sitting on either side of the staircase, are 2 familiar figures.
Oh my god.
Of Abzu and Salila.
Hey guys, I haven't seen you in a hot second. It's a nice family reunion.
They're not even looking towards you. They're simply looking towards their sire. They take Fitzgerald, and they bow once before wordlessly stepping away. Fitz. You find yourself
In torpor.
in torpor. And for a moment, you hear the things that are being said, and you vaguely feel yourself being moved around, and you can't do anything. You're suddenly trapped in your own headspace. And this feels honestly like a worse than death.
This feels shitty.
And as this kind of
What a shitty
becomes
punishment.
overwhelming, that you're not sure if you're ever going to see Louis again, or Lysander again, or Gavin again, anybody. All of that becomes noise. Overbearing noise, until your vision is suddenly fixated on what looks to be a scene of Sticky, I guess I could say. You see Sticky looking cobwebs around you. And
They're full of sticks.
full of sticks, and they seem to kind of interweave into one another and stretch out into the darkness, and you don't really see any clear end or beginning. And sitting in one collection of cobwebs is you see an old chair, and there are a number of things stuck in and around the chair. You see various threads, pieces of furniture, clothing, memories. Yeah, you're pretty sure that that was a memory that just floated by. Shadows of people, pieces of what your life was. And in the chair at the center is you see a sunny blonde in an old dusty coat sipping from a cracked mug. He looks over to you with idle glee painted in his bright sky blue eyes. And before you know it, your mind goes numb at the cacophony of voices that speak. Welcome to the Cabal. And that's where we're going to end it.
I'm gonna go on a vision quest, y'all. Bye.
Bye. So, thank you.
Could be a bonus episode of Fitz in Dreamland.
Fitz dealing with...
Fitz just went into the Animus.
He did go into the Animus. And there's somebody in the Animus with them. That was a hint at the whole Malkov's will. That is the lore sheet that Jesse took for Fitz. So, thank you.
Sticky cobwebs.
Stinky. Thank you guys for joining us for Vampire Exclamation Point at the Disco. There definitely was some intense stuff that happened, but also some funny stuff too. So hopefully everything kind of evened out. We'll go around the table. Everyone will say who you are, where can we find you, and what was your favorite part, ? Yeah, we'll start in reverse order. Andromeda.
Hi, I'm Andromeda. God, I can't think straight right now. You can find me on Twitter at SCGIROL. I'm here every other week for Vampire at the Disco. I think that's about it right now because, you know, stuff's in the air. It's the new year. We're still sorting out when things are coming back and all that jazz. But, I mean, my favorite fun part was the bird. I liked the bird. The bird.
Burpee.
The bird brought me joy for a while there.
That family just has an affinity for birds, okay?
I know.
That
and
side
it's
of the family
cute.
does.
It's so cute, and then everything went downhill so fast.
Hey, look, Jackson got to do a lot of cool, fun stuff.
I was so excited for Gilded Eye. I'm very. I mean, that's gonna have a lot of consequences that we're gonna have to deal with. But I was cheering Jackson on. I was like, yes, put him in his place.
Jackson's never dealt with the consequences. It's gonna be fine.
It's fine.
Jackson's never had consequences for his actions. He'll be fine.
No.
Not in life,
What's
not
a
in death.
consequence? What's a consequence? Oh god, just this.
Yeah. I also assumed that this was also VW's awakening that their sire is a Tremere. He's definitely a Tremere, but he's definitely doing things to protect
Yep.
the group.
Yep.
He could have just thrown Fitz into the sun, I'm sure, but he didn't.
Yeet.
This bitch empty. So thank you for playing. Think about time skip stuff.
Jesus Christ, no! Audie's gonna get older every day.
Think about time skip stuff.
That's how growing up works.
Yeah.
God, trauma.
Jebby.
Hi, Jebby. Doesn't Jebby have to be last? Isn't that how this works?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael. I played Jackson. Jackson had a great night. Everything's coming up, Jackson. He did
Jackson's day off.
Yeah, he did everything he set out to do. I'm deeply afraid at the concept of losing another point of humanity.
You might.
And I'm deeply afraid for what Hana is gonna do when she finds out, because it seems like she and Gil were like fucking band of brothers, war bonded or some shit.
Oh,
He
don't
didn't get
you-
all the information. He just acted.
Do you not realize who Hana really is?
Ah, now I get it. Okay. No, I didn't before just this moment. Yeah, fuck him. Fuck her. Fuck everyone.
Fuck everyone.
Jackson, do what Jackson gotta do.
Okay.
And, you know, if people want to get with the program along the way, then sure. If not,
Mhm.
he's going to continue his rise to the top as far as he's concerned.
I mean, you had some wholesome moments. I mean, like the
I did, yeah, no, my favorite part was not killing Gil. My favorite part was the scene with Rosalind, because that's my favorite shit in any kind of game.
Yeah.
She's sweet, she's adorable, and the moment that you said Gil spoke to her in any capacity, it made me real life angry.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, Gil.
Yeah.
Gil was not a good person, and I guess to clarify for the audience or anyone who's watching the VODs right now, Michael has a very specific vision for Jackson, where
Yeah, some people who know VTM might be saying, "Wait a
It's a
minute,
stupid ass idea.
this is some bad strats."
we're doing essentially a redemption arc for Jackson, but Jackson has to hit the bottom first. And
That's
we're-
the thing. Jackson was a piece of shit in life, and I just thought it would be funny if when he became a vampire, he became a better human.
Eventually,
Eventually, yes, he's gotta go all the way down first.
go all the way down, and we're gonna see where you know what. Do you want to roll your 1d10 now?
Sure. How many stains do I get?
You got 3 stains,
Oh, that's nothing.
so you have 1 dice to roll.
I shit and take 3 stains.
You killed your own touchstone,
Oh, I know. I don't.
so that gives you 3. That gives you 3 stains.
That's awesome. It's cool. So I roll a d10. Is this the remorse or is this is the remorse?
This is the remorse, and
Yeah.
if you succeed, then you keep your humanity, and those
8 or
stains
better.
go away.
Okay. What do I need to hit?
You need to hit 6 or better.
Oh, that's my current humanity or better.
Well, no, that the 6 is a success.
Oh, just a success.
Yes. Okay, you failed.
So then epilogue. They're readying for, or VW is readying for bed. Vanessa's readying for bed. Jackson comes back in bloody as shit.
You think I'm getting ready for bed? I'm not crying in a hallway right now.
Well, I mean, you're about to fall asleep at a torpor, and one of them fucking asks Jackson, "What happened?" And he talks about how he went and killed Gil or whatever, and they go, "What? Why?" And because he just fucking lost another point of humanity, he's gonna say, "Because he wouldn't stop touching my things."
Ooh,
So now I'm down to 5, my friends.
You're down to 5 now.
I'm not the lowest.
Just for shiggles, let's read 5.
Oh, I can grab it. Really
Oh, I have it up already.
Okay.
At this point, you've been around the block. Most neonates and some ancilla fall into this range. You've internalized pain and anguish, and you begin to accept it as a part of existence. You don't particularly care about mortals one way or another, except for the pets and touchstones and the like. After all, you're never going to be mortal again, so why bother? You're selfish, and you lie like it's second nature, and you may manifest some other minor physical eeriness or malformation, such as a natural hue to your eyes. Rules for this level of humanity work as the previous. You suffer a 1 die penalty on rolls to interact with humans. This penalty applies to most social dice pools, including tests for interacting with touchstones. Especially insight and persuade, but not to be terrifying, intimidation, or inhumane subterfuge, seduction, or to any test to hunt or kill a human. This penalty also applies to creating art or other humanities, like music.
Oh, dude, his music's gonna start getting real dark. That's why his next album is Shepherd of Sin.
Kindred prose remarkably worsen and becomes more florid as they degenerate. Even with the plush of life, doesn't matter because you have a certain lore sheet
I was
from
gonna
your
say,
girl.
at least my penis still works.
Your penis still works, and that's all that matters, I guess. So yeah, 5 humanity. Let's see if we go lower.
This is
How
literally
low
my
can you
worst
go?
Nightmare.
How
I
low
just-
can
oh,
you go?
How low am I allowed to go before I lose the game?
Zero. Once
Oh,
you hit
zero?
Once you
Okay.
hit 0, you become the beast.
Yeah, you just
Hell yeah,
become the
dude.
beast. But you should read the rest of the humanities as you go down because at a certain point it's gonna be
Shit gets worse.
Crippling.
Role playing wise, it's gonna be very, very difficult.
Very hard.
So
I'd
I
imagine,
would,
yeah.
I would read those humanities because once you hit 4, you're pretty much like
You're squicky.
A nasty man,
It
yeah.
gets nasty. It gets pretty nasty.
I mean, Humanity 4 starts with, hey, some people just have to die.
some people just have to die.
I mean, I buy it though. Jackson was already doing that 5 humanity bullshit tonight, so
Yeah, so it happened, you know, it is what it is.
yeah, I am speed running bad end. I'm realizing this is
Well,
not how
I
you're
said-
supposed to
I
play this
said
fucking
this
game.
is this was my bad end. I said my literally worst nightmare is we put Fitz in torpor, Jackson goes off and becomes a meanie, and Vanessa goes back to America, and I'm just here like suffering because I don't have my baby.
It's fine. Anyway,
This
Jesse,
is not how you play this game.
it's okay. There is no wrong way to play VTM, and if you want to
Yeah.
have your big redemption arc, there are other ways to get humanity outside of getting a ridiculous amount of experience points.
Good.
Hey, Julia,
Yeah,
you have to go
Larry.
first.
Oh, I have to go first. Hi, I am Julian. I have been your storyteller today. I hope you guys enjoyed what has happened. My favorite part was introducing Lilith.
I knew immediately when it happened. I was just like, oh, look, there she is.
I was like, man, Lilith just can't get away from Michael's characters apparently, but
She's here.
you know, she's
Fucking bitch. She's in every goddamn game.
but she's
You
helping
chose
you in this scenario.
I'm sure she thought she was helping me in the Halo effect. No, she
She's-
hated me. She hated my
well,
ass.
she's definitely helping you right now. She's making your pee-pee work.
She make the pee-pee work. So it was very fun to introduce her. I like playing Jeremy because Jeremy is a fun, interesting
boy.
character. He's not as socially awkward as his father, but he's still out there. Yeah, you can catch me. I believe we're playing on Monday the final battle for On Gilded Tides. So be sure to check us out for that. And then we also have the Immortal Odyssey on the Fridays where we don't run VTM. I'm on Guild of the Phoenix on Sundays for another VTM Chronicle, or for not Things from the Flood, we're doing a Powered by the Apocalypse game called The Veil. So if you want to see me play a girl who is deeply attached to technology, hashtag 2021 mood, check me out for that. And yeah, that's it for now.
Okay. Oh. My name's Jesse. I'm the other half of Jacqueline Hare. I play Fitz. You can find me on Jacqueline Hare and all these other games and stuff like that. That were already mentioned. I run a game called The Immortal Odyssey. It's cool, I guess. I think it's good. It's a great game. You should just watch it.
Can't wait for you to use her Juan voice.
I cannot wait to hear.
My favorite part was the meme where it says me reaping, this is great, or
Yeah.
me sewing, sewing, this is great, reaping afterwards, what happened? And that's literally Andromeda's reaction.
Yeah.
That was literally Andromeda's reaction. It was like, I'm sowing the seeds of tragedy. What? Consequences for my actions?
Look, it's nothing that bad happened. I mean,
No.
like,
I think it is still very traumatic because Andromeda or slash VW was thinking like, we don't have to go to this point.
It's like
And then Count's gonna let you know we could have killed him. And VW's like, Wait, that
There's
was an
steps.
option?
It's just like there's steps before that. You're talking about Plan Z. I'm talking
I
about
mean-
Plan A. You
I
kind of
mean-
executed Plan Q.
Fitz was on thin ice when Fitz did not answer the question until the third time.
Fitz was being
It was also
Fitz.
fun to whip out a level 5 celerity discipline.
Fitz was being Fitz.
That's true.
He's like, I can't. You're telling me to say yes to something I don't know all the information to.
You know,
I can't.
Like VW wanted to be like, this is very valid, but VW was like, do not speak, do not.
Do not.
speak."
Do
I
not.
can't do that. That's not something I can do. And you wanted me to be honest, so I'm telling you. Why are you punishing me anyway?
And now you get to talk to Apple Chips.
We get to talk to fucking Apple
You get
Chips.
to talk to Apple Chips
Oh
now.
no, really?
You get to talk to Apple Chips.
This sucks. This is a bad night.
I love me some butter pickles.
Like how everyone's just like, oh no. No, well, Andromeda doesn't know what
no.
Apple Chips is,
Oh
but
no, oh no.
Julian
oh,
sleep
no,
paralysis
no.
demon.
yes, he is.
Anyway, that's all that we have. Please follow us and subscribe and do all those things that we'd like you to do to keep on watching us, loving us, doing all the things with us. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream right now.